Into the 14th week of the NFL season, and all teams in the Central Division of the NFC still alive. Minnesota 7-6-0 and a first-place tie with Detroit. Last week against the New Orleans Saints, the Saints attempted a field goal in the closing seconds of the ball game, which, if good, would tie the score. But the Minnesota Vikings came on to block that kick, and the Vikings won it by a score of 23-20. Matt Blair specializes in blocking kicks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers 5-7-1. Last week they played the Green Bay Packers. Late in that ball game, Doug Williams took the ball, faded back, scrambled out a few steps, looked for wide receiver Kevin House. The rookie was down the right sideline. The ball was deflected up into the air. House gathered it in and took it to the spot from which the Tampa Bay Buccaneers scored the winning touchdown to give them a win over the Green Bay Packers. The Minnesota Vikings and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here at sold-out Tampa Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Sonny Jurgensen. And, Sonny, the important thing is that this late in the season, anybody in the Central Division can still win it.
The only thing we're sure of is that the season ends in 3 weeks, but it might take 5 weeks before they decide who wins the NFC Central.
So I'm sure everybody is telling everybody else the thing you have to do is win every day you go out.
It's important. All the games are big games now. This is the fun part of the season when you still have an opportunity to win.
Last time these two teams played, there were lots of offensive fireworks.
Over 1,000 yards of offense in that game. It might be a little different here today. I'm sure some adjustments will be made.
Leroy Selman practiced on Friday. He has been injured.
I'm sure that, Selman is a big part of their defense in rushing the passer. He's going to have to put pressure on Kramer. I think pass rush today will be an important part and have a big effect of the outcome of this football game.
The Vikes and the Bucks. Now let's take a look at the field. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won the toss. They have elected to receive, and Dan Myers teeing the ball up on the 35-yard line. Dropping back center deep, it's Gary Davis. He is flanked by Tony Davis on the left side and Danny Reese on the right side. Beautiful day here in Tampa, Florida. Dan Meyer raises his hand. Red Cashin is the referee. There's Cashin's whistle. Here comes Dan Meyer. Puts it up. Gary Davis fields it at the 6-yard line. He is coming crossfield now at the 10, tries to turn up and does to the 15 and gets up to the 18-yard line. So they'll start it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will. 1st and 10. They'll have the ball at their own 18-yard line.
And there are the lineups. Revis Yarno, Wilson, Snell, and Charlie Hanna. They got their hands full today. The backfield, Rick Burns, Johnny Davis, Gordon Jones, Higgins, and Obradovich is starting at tight end in place of an injured Jimmy Giles.
It is expected that Jimmy Giles will see some action, but Obradovich is the starting tight end as noted by Sonny Jurgensen. Quarterback, Doug Williams brings him up. Completion percentage 49.4. 17 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. That's Higgins in motion across. Give it instead to the tailback. John Turner finally coming in to make a tackle on Rick Burns.
Straight ahead, the inside handoff to the deep man in the I formation. The man in motion to try to get a little movement defensively. Good blocking up front. George Yarno coming across, making a good trap block, opening up a little seam. Burns still driving.
2nd down, 2 yards to go at the 27. Rick Burns, the tailback, in place of Ricky Bell, and Johnny Davis is the up-back, the fullback. House in motion across. Give it to the up man, and that's Johnny Davis, formerly of the University of Alabama, looking for the 1st down. Appeared to be a little short. Matt Blair in from his linebacker post to make the stop for the Minnesota Vikings.
Looked like Davis lost his footing a little bit that time and kind of tripped going down. We're still going to have a measurement.
They'll bring out the chain now to measure for the possible 1st down. Natural grass here at Tampa Stadium. Sold out crowd. Capacity is 72,126.
I think this is their 5th straight sellout too.
Well, it's short that much. It'll be 3rd down. Less than a yard to go. John McKay along the sideline there in the orange jacket.
The defense, Mulaney, White, Sutherland, and Holloway up front. Blair, Studwell, and McNeil. We might see some Jeff Seaman today. Turner and Bryant starting at cornerback.
Jimmy Giles is in there on a 3rd and 1 at tight end. Burns, I think he got it. He was rebuffed, but I think it'll be spotted for enough. He only needed about a couple of feet. Fred McNeil from his right linebacker post in to make the tackle. But again, they'll bring out the chain and measure for the possible first down. It is very close. Burns playing tailback in place of an injured Ricky Bell, who is expected to see some action later in the day. 1st and 10.
Bud Grant. What a job that man has done over the years. Great football coach.
1st and 10 at the 29. Jerry Eckwood and Ricky Bell have come into the ball game now. Bell is playing the tailback and Eckwood is playing the up back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Switch it around the other way now. Bell is up in the fullback spot. Higgins in motion across. Dropping back. There's the pass out to Eckwood. He was down at the 33 before the ball got away. Scott Studwell made the tackle, picked up 4 on the play.
Good pass to start with. A little swing pass, flare pattern coming out of the backfield. See both backs dividing. One stay checks down. You swing it out, get a completion under your belt. He found some good blocking out there. Giles making a good block. Also Jim Obradovich.
Eckwood comes off the field and Johnny Davis comes back in. So now Ricky Bell goes to the tailback in this alignment. 2nd down, 6 yards to go at the 33. No score first quarter. Davis moved it across the 35 to about the 37. Fred McNeil and Scott Studwell in to make the tackle.
Well, you get an indication of what Tampa wants to do. The Vikings have been susceptible to the run a little bit. They've been vulnerable to it. People have run the ball on them, and they're running it straight at them.
Doug Williams quarterbacking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Excuse me, Lindsay. I think the Vikings are 11th against the run in the NFC.
3rd down and 2 yards to go. Williams goes long, incomplete. He has one of the strongest arms in football, and he can rear back and throw the ball right out of the stadium, I think.
He almost had an unusual call. I don't think that his first intentions were to go this long with the pass, but he gets pushed out of the pocket. Good rush inside by James White. He goes back up through the pocket, and you see the arm he has on him. You're right. Good where nobody could get it, but we're going to have a penalty on the play.
Red Cashin, the referee.
Illegal contact by the defense. 1st down.
You got it. 1st and 10 with the ball at the 42-yard line. No score first quarter. Johnny Davis and Rick Burns. Rick Burns carrying, and he got across the 45-yard line up to the 46. Got about 4 to make it 2nd down and 6 yards to go.
Big break for the Bucs to keep this drive alive with that penalty. They were going to have to kick it away.
Isaac Higgins and Kevin House coming to the lineup now. Coming off is Rick Burns. Lone setback. House moving outside right. And it's complete at the 40-yard line. Taken by Kevin House. It'll be marked 1st and 10 for the Bucs at the Vikings 40. John Turner on the corner made the tackle.
Well, what a simple play, but such an effective one. The moving pocket, just running out, running away so you can get good vision of the field, a turn-in pattern, and you see how quickly that football got there.
So now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with a record of 5 wins, 7 losses, and 1 tie, have moved into Viking territory. The Vikings have won 7, they've lost 6. They're tied with Detroit. Detroit starts an hour later. Leave it on the ground. Ricky Bell, who had been out with an injury of late, moved the ball to the 30-yard line, and Tommy Hannon came up to make the tackle.
Well, he has been out with a bruised knee, and you see he's back this week. They were going to give him a little extra work, and you see what he does. He made that on his own. He cut outside when the play designed to go inside and picks up a first down.
Kevin House has brought him in the next play. It's 1st and 10 now. Ball is at the 30-yard line. Gordon Jones going wide to the left side. Ronnie Davis ahead of Ricky Bell. Ricky Bell struggles to the 26-yard line before Mark Mullaney makes the tackle. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the National Football League is prohibited. Second down, 6 yards to go with the ball at the 26. The Bucs are driving. Davis and Burns. It's Burns. Just about to the line of scrimmage. Scott Studwell, the middle linebacker for the Vikings, made the stop. Burns is a 205-pounder, played at Nebraska.
Making some changes defensively now. The nickel defense coming in. Extra defensive back Nate Wright coming in.
Coming in for a 3rd and 6 at the 26. Little confusion on part of the Buccaneers as the wide receivers were signaling and they took a timeout to prevent a penalty. Wide receivers House and Gordon Jones. So it's 0-0. Timeout here in the first quarter.
Finally, there's a fuel-efficient, mid-sized car whose luxury feels more like a full-sized car. Introducing the Cougar 4-door from Lincoln Mercury. 4 doors is one thing, but a Cougar is another.
When I was coaching, I was the boss. I used to feed them, dress them, get them to bed on time. Now I treat them to our favorite beer, right?
Light beer from Miller.
Light's got a 1/3 less calories than the regular beer. And what else?
It's less filling, Red.
And they really like the taste. Another beer, anyone?
Yeah, come on, do it.
What's the magic word? Please.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
With 8 minutes, 17 seconds remaining in the first quarter on a sunny day in Tampa, Florida, there is no score. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the ball 3rd and 6. They have it at the 26-yard line of the Minnesota Vikings. That's House moving out to a wide left. Williams dropping back. And it's completed to Gordon Jones. Gordon Jones at the 10-yard line. Gordon Jones with his 41st reception of the year. Nate Wright made the tackle.
Excellent play that time because they clear the inside out. The inside man from the slot formation goes and clears the zone out. Jones comes underneath, and you see nobody there, and Wright has to come a long way. A shoestring tackle saved the touchdown.
1st and 10, just outside the 10. It would be possible to pick up a first down without scoring, but not likely. Here's this one on the ground, and it is going to be no again. Rick Burns carrying. Well, he got less than a yard. Matt Blair on the tackle. Call it 2nd and 9 at the 9.
It's about the 14th play of this drive. Impressive drive by Tampa.
Next play has been brought onto the field from head coach John McKay and his staff. 7 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Gordon Jones goes to the left side. Rick Burns, at his first start last week, born in Okinawa. Williams to the corner, incomplete. Trying to get it to Jimmy Giles, one of his favorite receivers. Giles has had 30 receptions and 4 touchdowns. Tommy Hannon covering. 3rd and 9 at the 9.
He had a man open on the left side. He actually threw the ball into the double covered receiver that time, but he likes to go to Giles, as you mentioned, down close, because Giles has made some big catches for him.
3rd down play coming now in a game that is scoreless to this point. Williams back to set up, guns it, incomplete, in the end zone, intended for Isaac Higgins. So now on 4th down, that's Higgins. On 4th down, the field goal unit comes on, led out by Garo Yepremian. He is 13 of 18 in the field goal department.
And Garo's range, his longest this year, has been 43 yards. Got 66 points on the year.
This will be a 27-yard attempt with Blanchard holding. Blanchard, the punter, comes in to hold. He was a college quarterback at Oregon. Down, and the Premium's kick is up, and it is good. The 27-yard field goal is good, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have taken the lead with 6 minutes, 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It is the Buccaneers 3 and the Vikings nothing.
Let me tell you something about blue jeans. You get in a jam up here and you got real problems. That's why I always go for the best tools, like this saw and my Levi's blue jeans. You see, tree bark will chew through most anything, but these jeans bite right back. And Levi's blue jeans got a fit that's made for work, and that's real important when the changing room's 200 feet down.
I looked at Datsun 280ZX and Porsche 924 because I wanted a refined sports car. Then I looked at and drove this new Mazda RX-7, and that's all it took.
Just one look, that's all it took. Yeah, just one look, that's all it took.
The Mazda RX-7 keeps getting better. Even the mileage is 24% better than last year. And the more I looked, the more I liked the looks of its price.
The more you look, the more you like.
Next week, a Super Sports Saturday, the Giants battle the Redskins, followed by the Mixed Team Golf Classic and the Sports Spectacular with figure skating and the Great American Truck Race next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Joe Lavender ran an interception back 48 yards as the Redskins lead the Chargers 7-0 in the first quarter.
Garo Yepremian is kicking off, and Eddie Payton is center deep. However, it's taken on the left side by Payton and returned to the 29-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 as the Minnesota Vikings start at their own 29-yard line. Williams was 3 of 5 for 32 yards on an opening drive by Tampa Bay. They had 15 plays, moved for 72 yards, and took 8 minutes and 7 seconds. Offensive line of the Vikes. Bob Tucker's the tight end. Tommy Kramer, the quarterback. Ted Brown, Ricky Young. Ricky Young stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Richard Wood, linebacker on the inside, on the right side, made the tackle.
And you also saw the presence of Leroy Selman on that play also. Good secondary here. 13 interceptions.
Doug Williams getting a little respite. There'd been some question about whether Leroy Selman would start. He'd had a knee injury. He didn't work until Friday. He did start. He's in there now. He was the 3-down lineman. Defense. Kramer, Tommy Kramer, scrambles out. Decides he'll keep it and goes to the 31-yard line for a gain of 2. Richard Wood ran him out. It'll be 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
He saw some excellent coverage on that play. Kramer could not find anyone to go to. He originally wanted to throw the ball to his left after a little play fake. Everyone was covered. He comes out of the pocket. Then his receivers really didn't react and come back toward him, which really cost him. You see the man still trying to block there. Ricky Young still trying to block. And Kramer had to go up, forced out of bounds.
Third down. 8 yards to go. Shotgun, direct snap to Kramer. And it's complete across the 40-yard line. And taken on up to the 49-yard line. As Ricky Young, the receiver, gets his 48th catch of the year.
Well, the shotgun, and they brought Ricky Young out of the backfield and got him isolated on a linebacker. He makes a quick move, and under some pressure, Selman had a good rush that time. You see the throw, good catch. He beat Alex Hawkins, rookie from Texas A&I, linebacker in there trying to cover on that.
Bud Grant will shuttle tight ends in. Bob Tucker just came in. He has Joe Simpson in there a good part of the time. Ted Brown came back into the ballgame. That is Kramer. Kramer over the middle, and it is incomplete at the 40-yard line. Tight end Tucker, the man for whom it was intended. He had it ever so briefly.
Same type of play this time. They just bring a different receiver into the same area. Good pass blocking this time. You see Tucker coming underneath, had a good easy catch for him that time. David Lewis covering.
Terry LeCount is coming to the ball game now for the Minnesota Vikings, and you see Rashad going off.
Bengals leading the Colts 7-0 in first.
Second down, 10 yards to go at the 49-yard line for the Vikings. Back up a wing right. That's Ricky Young, but only a yard to the 50, and that'll make it third down and 9 yards to go. Scott Brantley, along with Curtis Jordan, made the stop for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rashad comes back onto the field. Ricky Young goes off now, which will mean 3 wide receivers in the ballgame on a 3rd and 9 for the Minnesota Vikings. Rashad, White, and LeCount. Has Rashad in the wide left. He's had 50 receptions and 3 touchdowns this year. Tommy Kramer gets it out to Ted Brown. He goes out of bounds at the 49, a gain of a yard. Danny Reese bumped him out. It'll be 4th and 8, and the punting unit comes on.
Well, he definitely didn't want to have to go to his secondary receiver, the back coming out of the backfield. But the coverage was so good downfield, the rush by Selman forced him to dump the ball off. It's exactly what the defense would like for you to do, dump it off to the backs on 3rd and long.
Greg Coleman is coming to do the punting now. He has averaged 38.2, and Danny Reese has dropped back center deep to receive it. Danny Reese at the 10-yard line. Lunges up to the 18, and that is where Tampa Bay Buccaneers will start 1st and 10. So we have now 3 minutes, 55 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. And the score, the Buccaneers 3 and the Vikings nothing.
Wait to see how good you can be with Minolta XG1.
Ever since Tony got a Minolta XG1, he thinks he's a great photographer. Great. Okay.
Depend on the automatic Minolta XG1 to give you clear, sharp pictures. It does the work. You take the credit.
Ever since Tony got a Minolta XG1, he is a great photographer.
For a limited time, get an XG1 and get a $25 rebate from Minolta. See your dealer now for details.
Now? Conoco's best motor oil was tested to see how well it protected against engine wear.
Test? Yeah.
It was used in a fleet of hard-driving delivery vans in the city and highway conditions.
Last one.
The results? After 50,000 miles, all engine parts inspected showed...
Good.
No significant wear.
Good.
By new generation all season, protects against engine wear from Conoco, hottest brand going.
Monday, it's a...
Great big knockdown drag-out party.
Flo gives a friend a final send-off, but will Farley make her wing-ding a downer? Find out Monday night.
The Bucks with a 3-point lead have the ball first and 10. They have it at their own 18-yard line. Doug Williams brings them up. Great quarterback from Grambling. Johnny Davis and Rick Burns are the running back. Burns is the tailback. Burns has the ball. Lunges his way up across the 20. Doug Sutherland there. Spotted just across the 20. Call it again at 2 to make it second down on 8 yards to go.
Again, running straight at that Viking defense. Can you believe that? That's what kind of offense is that? Williams had 486 yards passing in that game.
The score was 38-30.
It's like a season for me.
And lots of folks. Williams has the ball. And it's incomplete. Intended for Kevin House, the rookie wide receiver. A Saluki from the University of Southern Illinois. John Turner covering on the corner for the Minnesota Vikings.
Williams just escaped the rush that time, but he's got such a strong arm and the ball arrives very quickly.
Well, that's an interesting stat. How'd you get that up there that fast, Sonny? I
didn't know that. 5 3,000-yard seasons. I'll tell you one thing, the way they're throwing the ball nowadays, that won't last long.
Third down conversions. Tampa Bay is 2 of 3. This is 3rd and 8. To Obradovich, and he has a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Knopf made the stop.
Well, it's almost impossible to cover this type of pattern. No linebackers around. You see him right at the top of your screen cutting, going right around Matt Blair. He's wide open. Knopf has to come over and make the play, and you see how open Jim Obradovich was.
Gain of 23 yards on the pass play. Williams to Obradovich, 1st and 10. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the ball at their own 44, and they have a 3-point lead with 2:35 left to play in the first quarter. Rick Burns drove it near midfield and perhaps across the 50 when they get it spotted. Doug Sutherland in to make the tackle.
After a gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Tampa Bay looks like as they're playing with a lot of confidence today. See the play coming in from Kevin House. Boy, is he a burning. What a big catch he made last week against Green Bay.
Actually a pickup of 7 yards.
2nd and 3 at the 49-yard line. Give it to Davis. Got the 1st down. If there's no flag, somebody was over and maybe he got back.
I think he did, Lindsey. He did get back.
Bryant and Knopf in on the tackle as Johnny Davis carried the ball.
Take a look and see if, in fact, that he does recover here. Watch a man on the outside over here. The bottom of the screen. He jumps, gets back. Matt Blair again.
Ricky Bell and Jerry Eckwood are in the ballgame now. Bell is the upback. He's in the fullback spot in the I formation. 1st and 10 at the 43. Motion across by Isaac Higgins. Williams back. Looks for a screen left. It's incomplete. Just unloaded it out there. 2nd and 10 at the 43. James White putting on all sorts of pressure. That's Bobby Bryant, the number 20 you saw on Williams, getting up slowly.
Well, Bryant was complaining about the fact that Williams was grounding the ball. You see the rush by White coming in. He does throw the ball. No receiver in the immediate area. They call intentional grounding if in fact he's trying to save the loss of yardage. That time they felt that he was trying to throw the screen pass.
Trying to save his life. Tony Davis coming in. Bell has come out.
It's easy for you to say you've never done that.
Eckwood is coming out. Tony Davis with the football. And at the 37-yard line. Fred McNeil made the tackle.
Little draw play here. Number 27, Tony Davis. He just gets by Randy Holloway there to pick up a pretty good gain. Sets up down about a 3rd and 4 situation.
3rd and 4 at the 37. Tampa Bay Buccaneers leading by 3 and driving with 33 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
Saw that graphic, the Jets and the Browns playing a tough one, still scoreless.
Lone setback, Kevin House on a wide right. That's Tony Davis, the setback. Penalty marker thrown, and Williams gets rid of it, incomplete. Dave Roller, the man in there so quickly.
Yeah, they were coming with a heavy blitz that time, bringing everybody. They're going to have to apply some pressure to Williams. And I think they call a little movement on Tampa this time.
Matt Blair representing the Vikings.
Illegal motion, number 27 on the offense.
Tony
the
Davis.
penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
Decline it to bring up the 4th down and bring the punting unit on.
Take a look, see if we can see. At number 27, you see the fullback. He moved before the snap of the ball.
Punter comes in now, and that's Tom Blanchard. He's averaged 41.7. Was a quarterback at the University of Oregon, where one of his favorite pass receivers was a fellow named Bobby Moore, now known as Ahmad Rashad, playing for the Minnesota Vikings. Payton is center deep. Gathers in a bad snap. Angles to the sideline. Penalty marker goes downfield. There is a penalty marker. Red Cash and the referee waiting until he gets the information. He'll get the report. Matt Blair still there for the Minnesota Vikings. Procedure penalty against the Minnesota Vikings. And Blair said, why, what, when, how?
What are they calling it? Too many men on the field?
Yeah. He wants to know, and we presume that Red Cashion will tell us in a moment.
You can understand why he's upset, because it's an automatic 1st down. Keeps the drive alive for Tampa. The flag was thrown back near the end zone.
Wasn't it? Now we hope to get the explanation.
12 men on the field by the defense. 1st down.
You got the good arithmetic. 12 men on the field. 12 men on the field. That makes it a 1st and 10.
Boy, you don't know how embarrassing that is for a football team and a football player. Everybody knows that you can only play with 11.
Unless you're in Canada. 11 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter here. We've had one on the ground to Rick Burns. Got to just across the 30-yard line. Mark Mullaney in to make the tackle with Matt Blair. So time has run out. And that is the end of the first quarter with the score, the Bucs 3 and the Vikings nothing.
If you're looking for a small car with lots of room, wait till you drive Omega, the Oldsmobile of small cars.
You'll know you're stepping out this year when you get behind the wheel of a smooth riding, road hugging, high fashion, die catching, quick stepping, fuel sipping, pump passing, pocket pleasing, front wheel drive Omega from Oldsmobile. We had one built for you, right. Oldsmobile. Reunity, it tastes so fine. Reunity, pure and natural wine. Reunity on ice. Reunity, so nice. Reunity, ooh.
Reunity on ice. Red, white, and rosé. What a nice way to break the ice.
Reunity.
Next Saturday, some of the best men and women golfers on the tour pair up for a test of strategy and teamwork in the Mixed Team Golf Classic. All part of a Super Sports Saturday next week on CBS.
Joe Theismann has given the Redskins another touchdown. They lead the Chargers now 14-0, and Atlanta's leading Philadelphia in the first quarter. 3-0 on a Tim Mazzetti field goal.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Sonny Jurgensen in Tampa, Florida as we start the second quarter. It's second down, 8 yards to go at the 30. Tampa Bay is leading by a score of 3-0. Doug Williams retreats and throws incomplete and almost intercepted. Eckwood, the intended receiver. Williams down, of course. Scott Studwell is a man who almost got to it.
Good pass rush this time. Mark Mullaney coming in. Let's take a look from the end zone. See Mullaney right in Williams' face. He goes up. Ball thrown high. Almost picked off by McNeil. He had a shot at making an interception there.
To make it third down and 8 yards to go now at the 30-yard line. Time of possession in the first quarter. Tampa Bay had the ball 12 minutes and 13 seconds, and Minnesota had the ball 2 minutes and 47 seconds. That's what you call ball control.
It really is.
Williams puts it up long, and it is taken for a touchdown. A diving catch in the end zone by Kevin House. Kevin House, the rookie receiver. His 13th reception of the day. Bobby Bryant covering on the corner, but what a catch in the end zone.
Better than that, what a great throw by Doug Williams. That man right there, we're going to take a look. A full blitz coming, and you see he's throwing the ball going backwards, and look how perfectly the ball is thrown for the touchdown. Kevin House, boy, has he made some big plays the last couple of weeks.
A 30-yard touchdown catch. You saw Bryant make his move in front of House, who gathered it in nonetheless. Garo Premium's in to attempt the conversion. He's 27 of 28. Blanchard is holding for him. And it is good. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have rolled up a 10-point lead. And with 14 minutes, 49 seconds remaining to be played. In the first half, it's the Bucs 10 and the Vikings nothing.
In most commercials, the cars start up here with some help from a helicopter. But these babies from Subaru don't need help. They can switch from front to four-wheel drive. And for tougher going, they keep going with a dual-range gearbox. Any cars would look good up here. But all Subaru four-wheel drive cars even look good getting up here. Subaru, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
I make one trick shot in a light beer commercial, and everybody thinks they know how to shoot pool. So these guys decided to take me on to shoot a little pool and drink a little light beer from Miller. Because it's less filling.
Tastes great!
Less filling.
Let's quit talking and start chalking. You break, Bubba. Sure, I haven't broken anything all day.
Hey, Mickey, what happened?
It's a mystery to me.
You show him, Rodney.
Yeah, show him.
You guys got me all wrong. I think light tastes great, too. But when you're shooting pool, the only thing you want to get filled up is the pocket. 14 ball. 6 ball. Combination.
Steve, how do you do that?
Practice, practice, practice.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way. And by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
With a 10-point lead, the Buccaneers will kick off. A Premium will put it up. Eddie Payton is center deep. Payton moves up. Payton at the 11-yard line. He's at the 15, at the 20, goes left to the 25, and Eddie Payton is just across the 30-yard line to the 31.
Take a look at the end of this touchdown catch by Kevin House. A perfectly thrown pass. A quarterback gets great satisfaction out of beating the blitz because you realize they're doing it for one reason, to apply pressure. Pressure they applied, but Doug Williams was really excited about the fact that he had thrown a touchdown pass against a full blitz.
It is first down, 10 yards to go, and the ball is at the 32-yard line. Tommy Kramer brings the Vikings up. Brown and Younger is setbacks. That's Ted Brown. And he's at the 34-yard line. David Lewis made the tackle. Gain of only 2 on the play, makes it second down and 8 yards to go.
David Lewis. Excellent outside linebacker.
Ultra important football game for both of these teams in the Central Division of the NFC, as this is the 14th week. Only 2 after this one. Tommy Kramer brings him up again. Ricky Young in the right set, Ted Brown in the left set. Ted Brown got across the 36-yard line. Bill Kohler in to make the tackle. 77.
An excellent play by Kohler, because Brown was just about to find some daylight and some running room. His Tampa Bay defense is playing well.
I know a fellow who wore the number 77 who lives not very far from here. A fellow named Red Grange, who was the first of the 77s, I guess.
Tell you what, you'd have to label him the best that ever wore number 77.
Wouldn't you, though? Bucks are into their nickel. 3rd and 5. Into the shotgun. Kramer. Screen left. Ted Brown has the ball at the 40. On across the 45. Mike Washington finally brought him down as he approached midfield.
Brown complaining there about nose guard. He felt he was tackled by his nose guard. Plays a good play. Going from the shotgun, they run the pocket, they move, giving every indication that they want to go to the right side of the field. When they get over this way, Tommy goes back to the other side, to the screen. He gets a good block, finds enough room to pick up the first down, and right there, stalls. And also, who was, I think it was 40-something. Who was number 40? Mike Washington, I think, was the man guilty.
Kramer pumps once and goes long. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Rashad. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 49-yard line. Penalty marker on the play. Red Cashin, the referee, gets his report.
A little shove in the secondary. Illegal contact downfield. I don't know if we can pick it up. You'll see from behind the quarterback going back, trying to get the home run and get back into this football game early.
Number 3 on the defense. First down.
Mark Cotney is the offender, making it a first down and 10 yards to go. Ball is at the 46-yard line of Tampa Bay.
Please report to the stadium office.
And a slot left. Sammy White's in the slot left. Brown's the up back. Young's the tailback. Ricky Young. That is no gain. Curtis Jordan on the left corner. Texas Techer made the tackle.
Chargers get a touchdown. Dan Fouts to Greg McCrary. 14-7 now. It's still in the first quarter.
No gain in the play. 2nd and 10.
Right here, we have 11 minutes 57 seconds left to play in the first half. The Bucks are leading by a score of 10-0. Young man enjoying an afternoon in the sunshine of Tampa, Florida. Temperature in the 70s, high 70s. 2nd down now, 10 yards to go. Tampa's in the nickel defense, expecting the pass play. Take the screen. Kramer goes long, and it's incomplete. Again, Rashad. That'll make it 3rd and 10 to 46.
He tried to go to Rashad, but Bill Kohler really gives a good pass rush this time. It gave the indication they wanted to throw the screen to try to get some reaction by the linebackers to come up and play it. You see the arm fake. But now he has a lot of time, but Kohler right here on a hit and not a completion.
Tommy Kramer played his college football at Rice. In the shotgun. Kramer. Incomplete. As he moved up and got rid of it, Scott Brantley deflected it. He was trying to get it to Sensor. Joe Sensor is tied in. That brings on the punting unit and brings out a little noise from the Tampa faithful.
Well, not only did they get a good pass rush from 3 men, they had good coverage by the other 8.
Greg Coleman's coming to do the punting. Danny Reese has dropped back in a single safety. They have 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Peel back 3 of them. Reese lets it go into the end zone. They've blown dead. Touchback, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So the Bucs get it, but they get it in their own territory at their own 20. They have a 10-point lead. They're leading 10-0, and we have 11 minutes, 13 seconds left to play in the first half.
To Subaru, an economy car is only economical if it stands up year after year. Spending less at the pump is no bargain if you start spending more at the garage. And a study of Subaru owners, Road and Track magazine said, quote, one of the most trouble-free cars we've surveyed. That makes Subaru the economy car it pays to hold on to. Year after year after year. Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
'Twas a night before Christmas. The whole town was napping. But in the Sears store, things were starting to happen. All these tools are on sale now for $15 each. This Craftsman plier set, 9-piece screwdriver set, 9-piece punch and chisel set, this big strong toolbox, and this heavy-duty stapler kit, all with Craftsman quality. And there's this Sears 23-piece socket wrench set too, $15 each. Isn't that fine? Sears at Christmas is the right place, the right time.
Look again at punter Greg Coleman.
Take a look at his reaction after the ball ends up going into the end zone. He had a high kick. It hit about the 6-yard line. He wanted it to be downed inside of the 5, and he said, oh, what happened? Come on, give me a break.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Buccaneers. They have the ball at their own 20-yard line. Doug Williams brings them up. Johnny Davis and Rick Burns at the setbacks. I beg your pardon, Ricky Bell has the football. Ricky Bell out to the 29-yard line, and John Turner's in to make the tackle. Picked up 9, did Ricky Bell, former star at Southern Cal.
A man with a bad knee is back, and he looks like he's running with a lot of quickness today. Good blocking again. Give a lot of credit to that offensive line. George Yarno, the left guard, coming around there, making a good block.
Ricky Bell, who had been on the injury list recently, has had 3 carries for 23 yards here today. Second down and a yard to go, and the Bucs are in the I formation. Give it to the up man, and it gets away.
I think they came up with it, Lindsay.
Vikings got it. The Vikings got the football. And Blair, he is always around the football.
I tell you what, you'd need an ad machine to count up the number of big plays that Matt Blair has made for the Vikings. Ball gets stripped right here. They give it to the up back in the I formation. Nothing fancy about the play. James White coming in. Also Blair. Holloway coming from the other side. The ball's loose.
Fumble by Johnny Davis and recovered by Matt Blair, and 1st and 10. Ted Brown has the ball for the Minnesota Vikings. Stop him at the 32-yard line. Loss of 3. David Lewis. Dewey Selman.
Boy, what a swarming defense this is. The pitch to the deep man. Sweeping right. Went outside, and does he ever draw a crowd? If you think that pigskin gets a lot of opposite colors around you, look at this.
Second down and 13 yards to go, and the ball's at the 32-yard line.
How about those Bengals? Pete Johnson scored 2 touchdowns, leading the Colts 14-0.
Local support from the Tampa Bay fans. Kramer. Complete to Sensor, the tight end, and he goes to the 25-yard line. Dewey Selman made the tackle.
Brought down by Batman.
Take a look from ground level. This time you can see the quarterback goes back. Logan fighting, Kohler coming in. Dewey Selman on the coverage there. I can't understand. Ahmad Rashad was standing on the sideline, and there wasn't a defender in 30 yards of him. He just coolly looked at the bench and said, why aren't they covering me? And why can't my quarterback find me?
3rd and 6 at the 25. Minnesota 2 of 4 in 3rd down conversion. Young is left and Brown is right. Cut by Kramer, and that is Ricky Young. The intended receiver incomplete. Tried the one-hand stab. Kramer is hurt. Kramer is down.
It looked like he took it on the hip.
The officials have called a timeout here. With Kramer injured, 8 minutes 49 seconds left to play in the first half. The Buccaneers are out front by a score of 10-0.
Here's another Radio Shack Christmas gift idea. This year, thrill the kids with our amazing radio control toys on the track, obstacle course, or off the road. You control all the action with a radio transmitter, drive a race car, or a four-wheeler, command a tank. There's even a robot. Excitement for kids and grown-ups, too. 15 different toys priced $11.95 to $59.95. The amazing radio control toys from Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
One day, I'm heading out of Buffalo, and my rig won't start up. So this guy comes along and asks me if I wanted to jump. Oh, I had this big rig, but he had the Go-Getter. Ward's Go-Getter Plus Power. Ward's best, with more cranking power for more starting power. Without that, even a warranty can leave you out in the cold. Warranties don't start cars, batteries do. And the Go-Getter Plus has the power to get you going, even in Buffalo.
Ward's, we do our best for you.
Wednesday, when Blue Flu strikes the department, Enos becomes a one-man police force.
Promise me it ain't something crazy. Keep up with that.
Enos, Wednesday night.
Take a look at what happens to Tommy Kramer right here. After he delivers the pass, Selman goes one way, and you see a hit he takes in the back. Bill Kohler hits him right in the back.
Bud Grant and Kramer there along the sideline. It is 4th down and 6 yards to go at the 25. Field goal unit is in. Danmar is in to attempt the field goal. He is 14 of 20. This will be a 43-yard attempt. Steve Dills is holding. Dills puts it down. There's the boot, a long one, and it is no good. Hit the crossbar. Hit the crossbar and bounded back. So the ball goes over at the line of scrimmage, which is the 25.
Take a look at this. How close, how close. Dead center. As it comes down, you see both officials creeping up to see exactly where the ball, and it actually hits the crossbar. Here's another angle. Never have one. It hits and bounces over this way.
So they all go back.
The 1981 Honda Prelude is a pleasure to look at in many different ways. You can look at it as a sporty car with front-wheel drive and sleek, racy looks. You can look at it as a comfortable car with a luxurious interior and power steering that comes with the optional automatic. You can look at it as an economy car. After all, it is a Honda. But then again, you can look at it like this.
Honda, we make it simple.
Columbia Pictures presents...
That's Grossberger.
Gene Wilder.
The biggest mass murder in the history of the Southwest.
Nobody has ever just sat down and honestly talked with that man. Hello.
And Richard Pryor. Together again in Stir Crazy.
I can't feel nothing in my leg.
Stir Crazy, rated R.
That's right, we bad.
Starts Friday at a theater near you.
The word from the Minnesota sideline is that quarterback Tommy Kramer is okay. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the ball. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Doug Williams, the quarterback. Williams completes it. Higgins at the 40 and across to the 41-yard line. Bobby Bryant made the stop.
Boy, just as soon as a man stops, the ball is there. He's got such a gun. And he beats the defense with the ball, even though they've covered the pattern. Man stops, he's right around the defender. Tommy Hannon's there covering. And just as soon as he stops, he makes the reception and makes a good run with it after it's a first down, where they are moving offensively in this first half.
First and 10. Ball short of the 42-yard line. Hagan's in motion across. Quick pitch to the tailback. Rick Burns carried it out across the 45. James White made the stop.
Bring the man in motion. The pitch back to the deep man. To Burns in the eye. Good blocking along the front of the line. Dave Revis making a block.
2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, coached by John McKay. House in motion across. Rick Burns got the ball and took it to the 50-yard line. It's a yard short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Matt Blair on the stop.
Bengals, a touchdown pass from Kenny Anderson to Isaac Curtis, 21-0 now.
Eckwood comes in. Johnny Davis comes in. Obradovich comes in on a 3rd and 1.
Third down conversions for the Bucs today, 4 out of 6.
They'll try to keep their drive alive here on a 3rd and 1. Don't get it. Johnny Davis, former Alabama running back.
Randy Holloway made good penetration this time on Dave Revis.
Lost a foot or so, and Williams says to his bench, it's that long 4th down coming up. Here comes the punting unit, led out there by Blanchard. John McKay made his decision quickly. The ball's at midfield. He's got a 10-point lead. We're in the second quarter.
What was it McKay said? He said, had a statement, he said, we're still alive, but we're not captain of our own ship.
Well, he's right. He's got to win every game and hope he gets some help along the way. It's all muddled up in the Central Division of the NFC. It takes a CPA to figure out the possibility. Blanchard will do the punting. Eddie Payton is deep. Long high spiraling kick, and it is into the end zone and across the sideline. Touchback. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. So that is where the Minnesota Vikings will take over, and they trail by 10, and we have 5:59 left in the first half of this game in Tampa, Florida.
I'll tell you, I was a born soccer player. Did everything with my feet. Took out the rubbish with my feet, made the bed with my feet, drove my mum crazy. But I finally found something I enjoy doing with my hands, drinking light beer from Miller. Light has a third less calories than the regular beer. It's less filling. But what really makes me happy is the taste. It's terrific. Now, my mum should be happy too. Look, Mum, no feet.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
My name is Mike Withers. I'm a State Farm insurance agent in Rockland, California, speaking for thousands of State Farm agents all over the country. We have various reasons why we think State Farm has maintained a reputation and people keep coming back to us year after year. My personal belief is that it's the service. We deliver when the policyholder has a problem. We sell on that basis and we deliver on that basis, and people keep coming back.
State Farm is there.
Next Saturday, you might see 1984's Olympians as CBS Sports brings you the World Junior Figure Skating Championships and the Great American Truck Race, all part of a Super Sports Saturday next week on CBS.
The Redskins have added a 28-yard field goal from Mark Mosley. They lead 17-7 now over the Chargers.
Right here, the Minnesota Vikings have the ball first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They have nothing on the scoreboard so far. They trail by 10. Tommy Kramer is the quarterback. Ricky Young, Ted Brown with the setbacks. Out to Ricky Young in the left flat. Struggles across before Cecil Johnson forces him out. About the 27-yard line.
In the first game, where both quarterbacks had the big day throwing the football, 15 of Kramer's completions were to the backs coming out of the backfield.
Second down and 3 yards to go. And backs are well split. Young left, Brown right. Ted Brown got the first down. Yards to spare out at the 35. Mike Washington brought him down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Boy, he makes a good move here to get back to the outside and pick up a first down. Play design, first of all, to go inside. He gets back outside. Mike Washington making the play there.
Tight end Bob Tucker has brought the next play in. It is being called there in the huddle by Kramer. Kramer waits for the snap with motion across. Kick to Ted Brown at the 42-yard line.
Kramer's pass is complete to Ted
Richard
Brown.
Wood made the stop.
Again to the back, coming out of the backfield.
Second and 3.
Kramer now 6 of 10, 53 yards. And passing, you see one back going across. Now you'll see the other one coming across.
Second and 3 at the 42-yard line. Joe Sensor's coming at tight end. He and Bob Tucker shuttle in and out. Bringing in play.
Off the block of Ron Yari, comes right around and makes the play.
That'll make it third and a long 2 at the 43-yard line.
Gave him a little Olay move then.
They wait for the play. Tucker brings it in. 4 minutes left to play in the first half. Tampa Bay is leading by a score of 10-0. Sammy White in the wide right. Kramer. Just about no gain, and that'll bring up a fourth down. There's a penalty marker on the play. Personal foul against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that'll give the Vikes a first and 10.
Well, they do a job on all the receivers this time. They really jam the receivers. Kramer wanted to throw the ball to Tucker coming across. Nobody to throw to. Has to take it down. Go to work on your own. Might get for a little spearing here.
Unnecessary roughness, number 77 on the defense, first down.
Bill Kohler. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
See if we can pick it up. Kohler coming from the right part of your screen. He comes back across, chasing Kramer coming out of the pocket. He's not there yet, and there he arrives.
Vikings have the ball in Tampa territory, first and 10 at the 42-yard line. Kramer has the ball. Ted Brown, penalty marker. Ted Brown trying to circle to get outside to the left. The 40-yard line at the 35, and struggles out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Curtis Jordan bouncing him out of bounds, and now a marker to be checked out. This one against the Minnesota Vikings. A personal foul.
Well, what's fair for one side is fair for the other. They're taking it back now. Eagles, another touchdown. Luigi Amona. 14-3 now, they're leading the Falcons.
Unnecessary roughness, the hand to the face, number 73 on the offense, still first down.
Ron Yeri.
Ron Yeri to the right of your screen, the right offensive tackle. It's not allowed to stick your hands in the face. And it looks like Kohler just beat him to the outside. I did not see any hands in the face.
First and 25 at the 43-yard line. The Vikings in their possession. Yeri played for John McKay at Southern Cal when both were there. Short drop in the quarterback draw, and Kramer gets up to the 47-yard line before Bill Kohler brings him down.
A little quarterback draw.
You run that a lot, did you?
We did not have that in my vocabulary, I'll tell you that, or in my game plan, ever.
2nd and 21 at the 47-yard line.
It was a questionable call when I call a quarterback sneak.
We have 2 minutes 58 seconds left to play in the first half. Sold out, Tampa Bay Stadium. Capacity of 72,126. There's a whistle. There's a whistle. Let's stop play. The penalty is against Minnesota Vikings.
Boy, after the penalty, they had a first down on the 42-yard line of Tampa Bay, and they're going in the wrong direction.
Delay by the offense. Still 2nd down.
They're back on their own 42.
And it's 2nd and 26. Red Cashin giveth and Red Cashin taketh away.
I asked him today about I asked Red Cashin this morning at breakfast about the fact that they had so many offensive yards in the last game. I said, did y'all bring 2 crews down to work this one? He said, no, but we might kneel down some.
Kramer pumps once. Tried to get it to censor. Incomplete. Mark Cotney made the defensive move for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Boy, not only did he make the play, but again, Kramer under a lot of pressure. Only the 3-man rush. Stalls, Selman. Oh, and he pays the price just as he delivers it. And you see Cotney knock the ball away.
Leroy Selman, just as he made the move. On 3rd down conversion to Minnesota is 2 of 6. 3rd and 26 now at their own 42-yard line. Tampa Bay leading by a score of 10-0. Sammy White's in a slot right. At Grambling in his college days, he was a pass receiver who caught his passes from Doug Williams. They try the shovel pass, and it is moved by Ted Brown across the 50. Dave Stalls coming in to make the tackle.
This is a nice little play, but it doesn't get you 26 yards. Little shovel pass from the shotgun formation.
Something similar to what in the college ranks they used to call the Utah pass when Jack Curtis ran it out there.
We used to do that just from the regular split back formation, to go back and let the back delay like he's going to block and come underneath.
And now we have reached the 2-minute warning. The automatic timeout with 2 minutes remaining to be played in the first half. And Tampa Bay, the score is the Buccaneers 10 and the Vikings nothing.
The Thin Black Line. Thin Line Ramunda by Speidel. A masculine watch band for today's thinner watches. Thin, supple, with a look of rich black leather. It's the ultimate expression of Speidel elegance.
You think it makes me look thinner?
No, darling. It makes your watch look thinner. The Thin Black Line. Thin Line Ramunda by Speidel.
Introducing a small wonder. The new Toyota Starlet. Born small to solve big problems. Born small to deliver more miles per gallon of gas than any other car. And designed to help beat higher maintenance costs. The very new Toyota Starlet. Born small. In fact, it just may be the first small wonder of the world.
Oh, 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 what a feeling.
Starlet.
Toyota.
Thursday, December 11th, a special 2-hour premiere of Magnum P.I. Even with Hawaii as a playground, Magnum's idea of fun is danger. A special 2-hour premiere, December 11th.
In the first quarter, the Packers and the Bears. No score in that one, which is also another important game in the Central Division.
We saw them open the season against each other. It went into overtime. Chester Markle attempted a field goal. It was blocked. He caught it in the air and ran it in for a touchdown to give the Green Bay Packers a 12-6 win.
Have a negative play, and it ends up in a touchdown.
That's just what happened. 4th down coming up, 4th and 16 at the 48. And so Greg Coleman Back to do the punting. Danny Reese is deep to receive it. Standing at his own 10-yard line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On count. Reese at the 14, bobbles the ball. The scramble is on near the 15-yard line. And it's retained by the Tampa Bay Bucks. After a few anxious moments, John McCabe along the sideline, 34-yard punt. There's Reese looking at his hands, didn't have enough stickum.
See what Tampa Bay will try to do here, Lindsay, is whether or not they'll try to get another score before halftime or go in 10-0.
Have the ball at their own 16.
Williams is 6 out of 11 for 101 yards and a touchdown. Rick Burns, the tailback, 10 rushes, 37 yards.
First down play coming. Take the bell. Throws it out of bounds. Higgins was in that general direction. Doug Sutherland putting the pressure on. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 16-yard line. I don't know why, Sonny, but when Williams goes back to set up like that and looks and draws that arm back, I get the feeling that he could throw it completely over the goal line if he wanted to.
Oh, I think he could. He's got such a live arm. I don't think there's anybody in the game that has an arm quite like his. The thing that I notice about him and watching him throw it, he has such a good rhythm, a good release. It's quick, yet his whole body is involved in it. He isn't just throwing with a strong arm. He's got his body involved in it.
2nd and 10. This is Ricky Bell out to the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 there. Scott Studwell made the tackle along with James White for the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, they haven't gone into the hurry-up offense. They're huddling after each play. The clock's running down, about a minute, 20 seconds left in the half, and they don't seem to be in a big hurry. But sometimes you can lull a defense to sleep a little bit and come up with a bomb on them, and they think when you're trying to run out the clock.
A single setback in this alignment. Williams sends it to the sideline, and it's taken across the 30-yard line by Kevin House. Stops the clock, of course. John Turner, the cornerback over there. And it'll be marked 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Good call, sideline pattern. Vikings protecting against a deep pass. They're certainly not going to hope to get beaten deep here. They want to stop. They throw the ball in front of the coverage, out of bounds, and stops the clock with 1:01 left.
Clock starts again on the snap. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Bucks up there in an I formation. Higgins in motion across. Williams overthrows. It's incomplete, and that was Jerry Eckwood drifting out there. 2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
That was a good smart throw that time, because he did throw the ball away purposely, because the Vikings had read the screen pass. They had a lot of people over there, and he wasn't going to take a chance with an interception.
He's had only 12 interceptions this year, has a very low ratio of interceptions to passes thrown. There's an opinion in some quarters that not too many defenders can handle his velocity.
I never had that problem.
2nd down and 10 yards to go. Big pitch to the tailback. Burns gets it out there to the 35-yard line. Fred McNeil on the tackle.
Now by Dave Roller after a gain of 3. 3rd and 7.
3rd down, about 7 yards to go. Clock is running with exactly 30 seconds remaining to be played in the half, and Tampa Bay is leading by a score of 10-0. House goes to a wide right. Gordon Jones comes to a wide left. The quarterback Bud Williams, and we now have 18 seconds left to play in the half. Now the draw play. That'll take up a little more time. Rick Burns out of the tailback, moving up to the 37-yard line. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is that. Time has run out in the first half of this football game as the teams head for the locker room on this sunny day in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are leading it by a score of 10-0. So that's the end of the first half here at Tampa Stadium with the score. Tampa Bay 10, Minnesota nothing.
By now, almost everybody's heard about the incredible Black & Decker Workmate, about how it makes almost any hard job a lot easier, like planing, hammering, sawing, almost anything. But what most people don't know about the incredible Workmate is now you can get a single hatch model for as little as $45.
Wow.
That's right. A Black & Decker Workmate for about $45. That's really incredible.
Some men have it in whatever they do. Some men have it, they always come through. Some men always seem to get it together. Those are the men who wear English leather. Some men know how to treat me right when they come to call. My men wear English leather, or they wear nothing at all.
Now comes Miller time. The flag is dropped, the race is a memory. And now you're coasting into the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you got the time, if you got the time, we've got the beer, Miller beer. If you got the time.
Tonight at Archie Bunker's place, Murray's ex shows up. And on one day at a time.
We've been robbed.
But the cop is chasing more than robbers. Then on Alice, a trip to the hospital has Mel acting stranger than ever. And on the Jeffersons, Florence tries to get a loan from George.
Dribble, dribble.
Then Trapper and Gonzo help a patient hooked on medication. It all starts at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Looking good.
Together, tonight.
Right after 60 Minutes.
Back live in New York, I'm Brent Musburger with Irv Cross. The Philadelphia Eagles have opened up a little distance on the Atlanta Falcons in their showdown. It is 14-3 in the second period. We'll show you highlights in just a moment. Los Angeles and Buffalo at Donnybrook. Scoreless in the second period. The Rams have lost Vince Ferragamo to a rib injury. Pat Hayden is now on the field for them. Cincinnati making it look easy against Baltimore, 21-3. Anderson went 67 yards to Isaac Curtis, and Pete Johnson scored twice on a 5-yard run and a 1-yard run. Cleveland having its hands full against the lowly Jets. Only a 34-yard field goal by Cockcroft, 3-0 in the second period. And Washington has ambushed San Diego. 17-10 is the count there. Bernurski has just kicked a 25-yard field goal, and so the Chargers are still very much in that game in the second period. The one you're enjoying, Tampa Bay, particularly if you're a Buccaneer fan, they're shutting out the Vikes 10-0, but a long way to go in that one yet. And a couple of games just underway. Detroit and St. Louis are scoreless in the first, and Green Bay and Chicago are also scoreless. That's in the first in Soldier Field. Some highlights from that Eagle game. Ron Jaworski enjoying a tremendous season as the quarterback for Dick Vermeil. Watch here as he goes to Charlie Smith to the Atlanta 23-yard line.
Charlie Smith, one of those unsung heroes for the Eagles this year. Brent comes up with a lot of key plays.
Well, here is touchdown pass number 26 on the season for Jaworski. You know who it's going to. The big fella, 6'8", Harold Carmichael. And then, hey, how about this gadget play from Giamona here?
I really like this. Louis Giamona faking the run, tosses out to Spagnola, touchdown.
All right. Now, we also have got action in that Tampa Bay, Minnesota game. Maybe you joined it a little bit late. You'd like to see a couple of plays out of that. So we can show you the key play as far as Doug Williams is concerned anyway, because it has been his right arm that has spelled the difference in that contest. And he hit the fine rookie, Kevin House from Southern Illinois. You know, folks said the one thing that John McKay needs down in Tampa, a couple of wide receivers who not only can fly, but can also hold on to the ball. And it looks like they found one right here, 30 yards.
House makes a nice catch here because Williams is lofting the ball up. Makes a diving catch. Williams had a pretty good first half, 7 for 15, 112 yards, and that touchdown.
Indeed. Let's take a look at what happened to Vince Ferragamo. He had pulled out on Buffalo, and a defensive line. Watch the left end here. Williams gets a straight shot at him, and he comes. And that's a tough injury for a quarterback. Again, we don't know how serious it is. Ferragamo left the game. He went to the Los Angeles locker room, and the veteran Pat Hayden has replaced him. And the NFL Today continues on CBS after these messages from your local stations.
Who would dare to call Jim Rockford of the Rockford Files a crybaby? Find out when 60 Minutes looks at bookkeeping, Hollywood style, this evening on CBS.
It's halftime here in Tampa, Florida. Tampa Bay leading Minnesota by a score of 10-0. And now let's go to Brent Musburger at CBS Control in New York.
Welcome back to our studio in New York. You know, in 15 mostly wonderful seasons with Detroit and Pittsburgh, quarterback Bobby Lane lit up the sky on and off the field. A commentator once said Lane broke almost every record set by Sammy Baugh while closing in on every record held by W.C. Fields. But Henry Ford II called Lane one of the most complex and sensitive men I've ever met. I couldn't understand how the man could play such a rough game. In Legends of the Game, Jack Whitaker visits the man who said his ambition was to run out of air and cash at the same time.
This is the hub of the plain, Lubbock, Texas, in the panhandle of the state where the summers are very hot and where in the winter, when the wind comes rushing down from the Rockies, it gets bitterly cold. They raise a rugged type of cotton here and a rugged type of football player. But of all the football players to come from this area, none was more rugged or more individualistic than Bobby Lane.
In the 1950s, the Detroit Lions ruled the National Football League, and quarterback Bobby Lane was their king. Number 22 generated the Lions to the first of 3 NFL championships in the 50s, and went on to shatter every team passing record, even though critics ridiculed his throwing style and said his passes whizzed out of the sky like boomerangs.
One time we lined up 11 quarterbacks in Los Angeles for a certain game or a certain TV commercial, and every man could throw it just as pretty, just as far. I could throw just as strong as Van Brockton, Unitas, and they could throw just as strong as I could. And there's more to being a quarterback than having a strong arm, or you can throw it end over end if you score enough touchdown.
Lane was fearless, unafraid to put the ball up from anywhere on the field. And this 92-yard touchdown to Cloyce Box was one of the 118 he threw. However, touchdowns were not the measure of this man. The bottom line for Bobby Lane was winning.
I mean, I don't care if you're playing the nickel hearts or throwing horseshoes. I think you've got to want to win. I think there's some born losers. I really believe it.
The Lions were a rambunctious band of hellraisers who played by day and partied by night. But even among this colorful crew, the clear-cut leader was Bobby Lane.
I did do some things that I do regret now. As I always said, I went in the front door. I didn't sneak in the back door. It hurt my family some. That's the only thing. The publicity. Everybody knew me in Detroit, and I couldn't go anywhere without some conversation.
What do you tell today's young quarterbacks, people like Pat Hayden or Tommy Kramer or Phil Simms?
It's a politician's job. And you've got to have those people pulling for you. And you have to go out of your way off the field some to do some things that make a closely knit club. And believe me, if those boys don't want to block for you, you're in a world of trouble.
In the 1950s, as professional football made its inexorable climb up the ladder of American sports, Bobby Lane, here in Tiger Stadium and later in Forbes Field, personified the leader quarterback that's become such an integral part of the game. Since then, many have tried to emulate Bobby, and none have. And he remains not only a legend, but a rugged individualist who, in his own words, always went in the front door.
Ah, Bobby Lane, I think he was my first hero in professional football. He looks terrific, Irv.
He looks great considering the fact he played practically all of his career without a face mask. Do you realize that?
He's a very successful real estate man now down in Lubbock, Texas. And let's send you back to the stadium and the game you're enjoying on CBS.
In Tampa, Florida, it's halftime. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are leading Minnesota by a score of 10-0. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Sonny Jurgensen. Sonny, when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers broke up their weekly press conference this week, John McKay went whistling off down the hall saying, "Go Bucks," in a very good humor. His ball coach been in a very good humor.
Well, they should be. We've seen an outstanding. I've been very impressed with their first half play. They completely dominated play in the first half. They held the Vikings to only 12 yards rushing in the first half, only 94 yards of offense. So they've done a good job defensively as well as offensively. They've kind of moved the ball methodically, nothing fancy, and then you had the big play from Williams to Kevin House for the touchdown. Been very impressed. The Vikings going to have to get untracked offensively.
So at halftime, the score is 10-0 here at Tampa, Florida, and we have a half yet to go between the Vikings and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sunny day, beautiful day, and a sellout crowd here at Tampa for this game between these two Central Division teams.
Imagine a hot ball of light that you've got to get rid of. It gets passed to you faster and faster. That's the thrill of strobe. Strobe, the frantic new electronic action game. As the hot ball of light gets passed to you, press the button fast to get rid of it.
Can you take the pressure?
Make one bad pass and... Strobe, the fast-action hot ball of light game from Lakeside.
Instant photography by Kodak and The Night Before Christmas.
Hey, Joey. What? He's downstairs. There's nobody downstairs, Arnold. There is so.
When you need a picture in an instant, you'll love the Kodak Colorburst 250 with built-in flash.
Joey, look.
Brilliant color built-in flash with the Colorburst 250 instant camera from Kodak.
Hey, there's Ray Niski. Come on. Like a bolt of lightning, Gale Sayers flashed across the NFL. He was great. Hey, look, that's Gale Sayers. Are you really Gale Sayers?
It's really me. I saw you standing here and thought maybe you're like a tour through the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Great.
Come on, let's take a look at it. This is where you'll find all the heroes. And this is where all their dreams come true. It's got it all. The old, the new, and they keep updating it all the time. There's something of interest for every fan of every age and every team. And here's the history of the Super Bowl. Just watch.
Bart Starr's passing game was clicking as it had the previous year.
Hey, where'd he go?
You never know who you're going to meet at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Don't miss it.
The preceding message was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the totally new Lynx from Lincoln Mercury, the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by Sylvania, makers of Super Set Color TV and a complete line of home entertainment products.
John McKay, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, said before the ball game, "We are not the captain of our own ship," meaning he could win the rest of his ball game, but without any help from somebody else, he still couldn't win in the Central Division. However, his team has dominated play, and here are the stats on the first half, indicating, as Sonny Jurgensen indicated at halftime, the dominance of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Boy, only 12 yards rushing there. Unbelievable. They could do a job. Their defense has really played well, and of course the return of Leroy Selman, big number 63 at defensive end, It's really made a difference to their defense.
Garo Apremian leads out the team now that will kick off for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Question is, what kind of adjustments, what kind of a change in attitude has Bud Grant been able to bring about in the Vikings, because they came into this ball game tied for the top spot in the Central Division of the National Football Conference with the Detroit Lions. So it is a big, big game for them. Coming back is Eddie Payton. He is the center deep man to return the kickoff. His stats: brother of Walter Payton, the fine running back of the Chicago Bears. Apremian says he's ready. The only thing that is needed to send him forward is the whistle of referee Red Cashin, who stations himself behind the receiving team. You saw him in the picture down there with Payton just a moment ago. Raises his hand, lowers it, blows the whistle. Here's Apremian. Payton chases over, and he takes it at the 2-yard line. Payton back to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Bends his way up to the 28-yard line, where it's first down and 10 yards to go for the Minnesota Vikings. Downfield to make the tackle, Danny Reese. Tommy Kramer, his stats. Doug Williams, his stats. The quarterbacks, and here comes Kramer. So we'll find out something about this ball game here in the first series.
Yeah, very important series. You've made your adjustments at halftime. What you want to do in the second half offensively. I'm sure that Tampa Bay's not going to make any adjustments defensively because they did a good job.
Ricky Young's in the right set. Ted Brown's in the left set. Wide receivers left and right. Tucker, the tight end, in motion across. Kramer now trying to set up a screen. Mark Cotney putting the pressure on him. He apparently was trying to set up a screen left.
A little unusual defense on the very first play with Cotney, the strong safety, coming on a safety blitz on the very first play. They had a call, but the defense defeated the call because they had the screen pass call.
That'll make it second down and 10 yards to go. Minnesota Vikings with the ball at their own 28-yard line. Sammy White comes out to a wide left. Ahmad Rashad goes out to a wide right. It's Ted Brown. Ted Brown gets it across to the 32, and there is a marker on the play. David Lewis in to make the tackle.
And we had a big hang-up. You look at this. The Cardinals leading the Lions 7-0 in the first quarter. Jim Hart to Doug Marsh. For the touchdown, we're going to have a holding call against the Vikings. I tell you, I have to think this NFC Central Division's got to go down to the last game, the last quarter, the last play.
There's Cashin.
Holding, number 67 on the offense. Still second down.
Dennis Swilly, the center. Second and 20 at the 18-yard line.
You see the towel. Dennis Swilly, the towel hanging out of his uniform for the quarterback to keep his hands dry. Usually they wear that on rainy days.
Second down play coming now with the Vikings. Kramer. He is sacked. David Logan and Leroy Selman got to him. Going to be spotted just short of the 10-yard line.
And you look at this. He has plenty of time to throw the football. Then no receivers open. Nothing he can do. Logan coming around, and then Kohler.
Selman, the third man, looking on there. So it is going to be third down and 28 yards to go.
That was just excellent coverage. Besides the rush, it came late. That was just good coverage in the secondary by the linebackers.
Crowd is alive here in Tampa, Florida. This is Ted Brown out to the 15. Crossed the 20, stopped at the 22-yard line. Picked up 12, not nearly enough for the first down. The punting unit will come on now for the Minnesota Vikings. Led out there by Greg Coleman.
Something that has bothered the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all year is that having somebody down and not having the killer instinct to put them away. Let's see what happens here in the third quarter.
Johnny Reese is deep to field the punt of Greg Coleman. Reese at the 32, shakes the tackler, comes back to the 35. So they'll start at 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Jeff Seaman downfield to make the tackle. So when play is resumed, it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 10, the Minnesota Vikings nothing. 13 minutes, 12 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Lincoln Mercury introduces Lynx. Lynx gives you more than exceptional fuel efficiency. Lynx gives you a special inner world that's a pleasure to be in. Starting today, the world belongs to an American car. Starting today, the world belongs to Lynx.
In an independent test,
over 1,000 different people were asked.
Which TV set had the best overall color picture?
More people chose the 19-inch Sylvania Super Set
than either RCA or Zenith.
This is the 4th year in a row
that Sylvania was chosen by the people
as having the best color picture.
Sylvania may not be the biggest, but a lot of people think Sylvania's got the
best color
picture.
Wednesday, when Blue Flu strikes the department, Enos becomes a one-man police force.
Promise me it ain't something crazy. Keep up to that.
Enos, Wednesday night.
With 5 seconds remaining in the half, Mark Mosley kicked a 45-yard field goal to put the Redskins up over the Chargers 20-10.
Tampa Bay has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. They lead by 10 points in the third quarter. Connie Davis. No gain. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by the Minnesota defense. It'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Doug Sutherland got there.
No gain, 2nd and 10.
Sutherland, number 69. 258-pounder from Superior State, an 11-year veteran. It's an interesting stat.
175 points, a lot of points.
Gordon Jones goes out to a wide left. Kevin House to a wide right. The running backs are split for Doug Williams. Screen left. Taken by Eckwood. To the 45-yard line, Scott Studwell. Head stop. It is not a 1st down. About a yard short.
Both teams came out in the second half, and both of them ran screen passes in the first possession. The Vikings backfired. Tampa Bay executes theirs. Not quite enough for the 1st down.
It'll be a 3rd and 1. Tampa Bay has had 5 of 9 third down conversions. Tony Davis is in there now. He's in the left set. That's Eckwood in motion. Going long on a 3rd and 1, incomplete. Gordon Jones, the intended receiver. That brings the punting unit on. Tried to cross him up on the 3rd and 1 and go for the bomb.
Well, he did, and he had a short man open, but he went for the home run, and you can see walking off the field, he's a little upset with himself because he threw to the only man that was double covered.
Tom Blanchard in to do the punting now. Eddie Payton has dropped back to field it for the Minnesota Vikings, who have been unable to get on track here so far this afternoon. Payton lets it go, hits in the end zone, and bounds back onto the field of play, but it's in the end zone, touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. It was in there. So when play is resumed, Vikings will have it, and they will have it at their own 20-yard line with 12 minutes, 8 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter here at Tampa Stadium in Tampa, Florida.
This Christmas card was sent to you by the people at Miller High Life. Merry Christmas.
They go forward. They go backward. They go back and forth in a hammering action. They go through wood, steel, concrete, granite. No matter what it is, a Black & Decker drill can put a hole in it. In fact, anything a drill can do, Black & Decker makes a drill that can do it. When America has a job to do, it reaches for Black & Decker.
I want to call your attention to the NFL on CBS for Saturday, December 13th. You'll see the Giants and the Redskins right here. And then on December 14th, Sunday, you'll see those games in your various regions around the country. And check your local listing for the final round of Mixed Team Golf Classic, all on CBS. Right here.
That's an interesting concept, isn't it?
It is
Mixed
indeed.
team.
10-0, the Bucs are leading. 1st and 10, Vikes at their own 20-yard line. Kramer. Rashad. He is out there at the 36-yard line. Cotney made the hit. Rashad's been very concerned these last several days because of an automobile accident involving his father, his sister, his niece in Tacoma, Washington. They were seriously injured, at least his father was. He went out to see about them, came back. He's been very concerned, and all of us, of course, join in wishing them a speedy recovery. Rashad going off the field.
That's only his first catch of the day also.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Running backs are well split. Motion across. It's the count in motion across. The count's got the ball. Made the catch at the 46-yard line.
Again, Tommy Kramer under heavy pressure when he delivered the football.
They want to get the chains back up there and take a look to see about first down yardage before they spot it.
Think it's a little short?
It is short, yeah.
Look at this. The Cards leading the Lions 7-0.
The Lions coming in just like the Vikings tied for the top in the Central Division.
And Walter Payton has scored on a 1-yard run to put the Bears up over Green Bay.
Now after today, Detroit plays Tampa Bay. That's next week at Pontiac, and then they play at Green Bay. 2nd out on a yard to go. Kramer short drop, square out. 1st down at the 50-yard line. Sammy White.
Trying to spread out that defense a little bit now. They've gone to the outside on the last 2 coverages because they haven't had any success throwing the ball down the middle.
Well, the standings in the Central Division, starting play today, and as you can see, it's all jumbled up. And starting play today, it was still possible mathematically for any one of those teams to win. Nobody was out, including the Chicago Bears.
That's right. Tampa Bay could end up winning the thing with an 8-7-1 record.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Kramer. Well, that was a lineman getting out of the way of it. Dennis Swilly, his center, was out there.
Swilly was wide open. The back never appeared. He was busy blocking on a blitzer.
Richard Wood was that man.
Boy, if the back does get out on this screen, you see the blitz coming, everybody coming. Selman, Wood, and the ball is thrown out. Swilly says, I don't want it. I don't need it. I can't do anything with it.
So Red Cashin is indicating a penalty against the Minnesota Vikings. A little further conference with some of his colleagues.
Illegally touching the ball. Number 67 behind the line. Loss of down. 2nd down.
Now they shouldn't penalize him for that because he tried not to touch it.
Tried his best, didn't he? 2nd and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Bills leading the Rams 7-0. Steve Freeman, an interception return.
Kramer brings them up. Sammy White's in a wide left. Barry LeCounte's in a slot left. Kramer decides to run it 50. 47, 3 yards. Dave Logan snagged him there. 3rd and 7.
No one to throw to again. He had to run the football because everyone was covered, and looks like they have abandoned the run. Lions get an Ed Murray field goal, 7-3 now. That's in the second period.
See Big Dave Logan. He's the nose tackle in the 3-down lineman alignment of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's number 76.
Minnesota only 2 out of 8.
LeCounte's in a wide left. White's in a wide right. Rashad's out of the ballgame at the moment. Kramer. Young. And he gets to the 31-yard line. David Lewis on the tackle.
Oh, what a reliable receiver. Ricky Young is coming out again. Only the 3-man rush. Kramer has time to throw the ball. Pretty good coverage that time. Aaron Brown, the linebacker, covering Young, but he ducks underneath him and picks up a first down.
Kramer 11 of 17 for 106 yards. White to the left side. Rashad is back in, and he goes to a wide right. First and 10 at the 31-yard line. Kramer. Ricky Young again. It'll be marked just short of the 26. Dewey Selman made the hit. With Mark Cutney putting pressure on.
Again, they come with the safety blitz again. This is 2 or 3 times they've done this in the ball game. Twice here in the second half. The pressure again on Kramer. Delivers the ball. Selman right there on the coverage.
2nd down and 5 yards to go. Vikings have the ball at Tampa's 26-yard line. 8 minutes, 17 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Tampa Bay is leading 10-0. Kramer. Taken along the sideline by Tucker, and he is down to the 1-yard line. Mark Cotney bounced him out. Bob Tucker, the tight end, streaking down the sideline, stopped short of the goal line, inside the 1-yard line.
The tight end Tucker gets lost on the coverage this time. He goes right to the sidelines. The pressure doesn't come this time. Kramer has time. He picks him out. He tight ropes, as you said, Lindsey, down the sidelines. Possibly should have gotten in for the touchdown. I think he thought that he was going to get in. Look how he's carrying that football. Better put that thing away, but he does get knocked out. He kind of drapes the ball over the flag.
Well, he hasn't carried too many that far. Vikings trying to get in now. Brown in the left set, Ricky Young in the right set. Tucker's in the wing right. Brown. Touchdown. Touchdown for the Vikings as Ted Brown took it in. 10-6 conversion attempt coming.
They just run a slant off tackle this time. Good blocking. Ron Yari, that's out of line. Wes Hamilton, censor. Brought in another tight end over there. Brewer also. There's Hamilton coming down. But take a look at the blocking on that side of the line. They had overloaded. They had 2-3 tight ends in. Hamilton just kind of pulls out, makes a block on Cedric Brown. They bull their way into the end zone.
Steve Dills holding for Rick Denmeyer, who's 28 of 29 in conversions. High snap. Dills pulls it down, and the kick is good. And so as they come back up the field, the score is now Tampa Bay Buccaneers 10, the Minnesota Vikings 7, and we have 7 minutes, 55 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter.
Before you spend 1 nickel for an American car, see the top Americans from American Motors. This American Motors Concorde not only beats Chevy Citation's gas mileage, Concorde's the only American car with galvanized steel in 100% of the exterior body panels, and a full 5-year no-rust-through warranty. At a list price at least $600 less than Citation, you can't afford to sell this tough American short. Concorde, built to last from American Motors.
STP, a big name in racing for nearly 20 years. STP oil treatment on the track in some of the world's most expensive engines. Around the track, around the world, every day, tens of thousands of people get STP oil treatment. Get it for your car, satisfaction guaranteed. Around the track, around the world, STP oil treatment is #1.
Next week, a Super Sports Saturday, the Giants battle the Redskins, followed by the Mixed Team Golf Classic and the Sports Spectacular with figure skating and the Great American Truck Race next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Minnesota Vikings will kick it off now. They've just scored. They're back in the ball game. Dan Meyer tees it up on the 35-yard line. Gary Davis center deep. Tony Davis on one side. Danny Reese is on the other. And it's fielded at the 18-yard line by Tony Davis. He comes back upfield, and they stopped at the 29-yard line. So they'll start at 1st and 10 at the 29.
Well, that last drive was so important for the Vikings, going down, getting in scoring territory, coming away with a touchdown instead of coming away empty-handed. Now they're back in the football game. Take a look again from ground level, right behind the defense. A slant-off tackle. He goes in complete silence here in front of the Tampa Bay crowd.
As a scoring drive, Tampa has the ball 1st and 10. Ricky Bell and Burns are in there. That's Burns. It's across to the 31-yard line for 2. That'll make it 2nd on and 8 yards to go. Scott Studwell made the tackle for the Minnesota Vikings. The question is here now, having just scored the touchdown to get back into the game, can the Minnesota Vikings pump up their defense and get the ball again? They trail by 3.
And can they force a turnover? That's a big thing. They want to force Doug Williams into an interception or a fumble again.
Gordon Jones wide to the left side. Obradovich is in the slot left. Doug Williams, short drop. Devin House hit at the 35 immediately by John Turner. So the completion netted 4 yards.
Just a quick hitch pattern out to Kevin House. You like to get the ball very quickly to these burners, people that have the ability to run with it. At that time, well covered, no place to go.
3rd down and 4 yards to go at the 35. And the 3rd down conversions, Tampa Bay is 5 of 10. Williams. And it's incomplete. Tight end was covered. Going up the middle, that brings up a 4th down, and so the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to give up the ball.
That's right, the rush got him that time. They actually deflected this ball. Watch Williams going back. He's trying to throw to his tight end, Obradovich. The ball gets deflected. Well, that's hard to throw one that badly, isn't it? Had to be deflected, and it was.
Tom Blanchard back to do the punting. Eddie Payton has dropped back to receive the punt. There's a whistle.
The Viking defense has done exactly what they wanted to do. Stop the Tampa Bay drive, take the ball back in a hurry. And let's see if Tommy Kramer continues what he did in that last drive, and that is throw the football.
And another football put in play.
Somebody let the air out of the last one. That's why it was wobbling so badly.
Puts it up. Hayden at the 33. Eddie Payton scratching and scrambling. Finally stopped by Danny Reese. They will start at the 40-yard line. Their own 40, 1st and 10. We have 6 minutes, 12 seconds remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter.
Control 6 to base. Looks like this big old hole in the ground is going to be safe for the night. Over.
They come on home, Pete. It's Miller time. Miller time. Time to appreciate the difference between a good beer
when it's time to relax
and a great beer.
One beer stands clear.
Miller High Life.
You got the time. We got the beer. Miller beer. Come Miller time. We got the beer.
When there's nothing but mud where the road used to be, and you feel like your car is working overtime, it's nice to have this gas-saving Toyota pulling for you. Introducing the 1981 front-wheel drive Toyota Corolla Tercel. The Toyota Tercel, a car that pulls its own weight. And a little bit more.
Oh, what a feeling.
Tercel.
Tuesday, Michael Learned and John Houseman star in the television premiere of A Christmas Without Snow, a heartwarming story destined to become a family holiday classic. Tuesday night.
A portion of the skyline of downtown Tampa, Florida, and Tampa Stadium, where our actual attendance today is 65,649. No show, 6,477. Moments of truth on this sunny afternoon in Tampa. Can the Vikings move the ball again? 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Kramer, and David Logan has it at the 32-yard line. A loss of 8.
Boy, Dave Logan really showed some quickness that time when he saw that Kramer was going to scramble. The nose guard right on the center, Dennis Swilley. He jumps, comes off, but then he shows the quickness in chasing Kramer down.
Logan has 2 sacks today, 4 for the year. 2nd down and 18 at the 32-yard line. Tampa Bay 10, the Minnesota Vikings 7. Motion across, Sammy White. Ricky Young. But only to the 35 for 3, which will make it 3rd and 15. Leroy Selman on the tackle.
Trying to cross them up, hoping that they would play pass real strong that time. They might find a little daylight to run, set up a 3rd and medium situation, but not to be denied. That Buck defense has met the play perfectly.
3rd and 15 as Kramer bends into the huddle. Terry LeCount you see in there.
Browns finally getting a touchdown, leading the Jets now, struggling 10-0.
Into the shotgun. Kramer waits for the direct snap. Kramer's got it. Penalty marker. Could be delay, and is delay. That'll cost him 5. Now you see the 30-second clock, and it ran out before they could snap the ball. And that's a no-no.
Sometimes, well, you get halfway through your play there, Lindsey, and just as soon as you get through your play, let's listen to Mr. Cashin.
Still 3rd down.
You get halfway through your play and somebody coughs and you got to start all over again and somebody didn't hear you. Well, you need, you've got need a blackboard out there sometimes to call a play in a huddle.
Excuses for the quarterbacks. It's 3rd down and 20 at the 30-yard line. Still in the shotgun. Kramer dropping back. Kramer found a receiver at the 50-yard line.
And he's still going to come up somewhat short of a 1st down.
Well, they're going to spot it awfully close.
Oh, they did. They spotted it back up.
Awfully close.
Boy, this
Rashad gathered it in. It's a 1st down.
I think he did. I thought he had him back of the 50-yard line. And what a good job Tommy Kramer does here, finding Ahmad Rashad. Comes across, and he's looking back as Kramer's running for his life, coming out of the pocket. Almost ran over the line of scrimmage before he threw this pass. He catches the ball here. He's at the 50-yard line there, but they do spot the ball right at the 50. It's a 1st down.
Rashad's in the wide left. Kramer retreating. That was a big play in this game. It's out to Brown in the left flat. Cuts back and picks up 5 to the 45-yard line. Mike Washington made the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 5 yards to go for the Minnesota Vikings. Clock is running with 3 minutes, 48 seconds remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter.
I think they made a wise decision at halftime coming out throwing this football. The success they've had has been throwing it.
Sensa started off the field. Tucker started on, and then it's an as you were. Now, it is LeCount coming in with the play. And Rashad is going out.
And the 30-second clock is down to 10 seconds.
They get it off. Kramer. Penalty marker is thrown. Pass is incomplete. Trying to get it to censor his tight end.
Tommy started running, and I don't think Censor knew if he were going to run with it or pass the thing.
Clipping against Minnesota.
Big penalty here. Being in plus territory, anytime you get across that 50, you don't want to have any penalties.
Cashin is stepping it off against the Minnesota Vikings. It is a clipping penalty, and then he'll explain it to us, putting the ball on the Vikings 40.
Personal foul, clipping, number 73 on the offense, still second down.
Ranieri.
Let's see if we can see Ranieri coming back clipping. There it is right there. He freed Kramer up, but he got called for the clipping penalty.
So now it is 2nd and 20 at the 40-yard line of the Vikings. They have the ball back in their own territory. Rashad comes out into a wide left. They're in the shotgun. Kramer waiting for the direct snap. He's got it. Kramer still 40, 45. 48-yard line, and that is the end of the line. Aaron Brown and Scott Brantley there.
Still a pretty good play by Tommy Kramer. He gets the ball back. He gains the 10 yards back. He's 3rd and about.
Scrambles out. Stops, looks, throws, and complete to Rashad at the 30, the 25, and down to the 22-yard line, 1st and 10. Mike Washington made the stop. The Vikings deep in Tampa territory.
Boy, what a great play again. Tommy Kramer coming out of the pocket, the rush getting him. Rashad going down, never giving up on the pattern, hoping that Kramer would find. You see, he wanted to go back to that side. He reverses the field, comes back over, finds an open spot, and picks up a big, big 1st down. Remember, they were 2nd and about 22 yards to go for a 1st down.
They picked up 31 yards on that play. The ball is spotted at the 21-yard line. Minnesota Vikings out of the huddle up to the line, 1st and 10 at the Tampa Bay 21. Kramer, the quarterback, the running backs are well split. Wide receivers left and right. Kramer faked the handoff. He rolls left, stops, looks, and throws, and it is incomplete. Along the side on to Sammy White, down there about the 3-yard line. 2nd down and 10 yards to go at the 21.
He threw it away. He wasn't going to take any chances of that one. Kramer's got to be a little tired on this drive. He's done a lot of running around, scrambling, and also running with the football. He comes out of this, the play action fake, 1st down, a good call, but again, the rush. Selman coming in, forcing him wide, and of course Logan coming over, and you see coverage was too tight there, and he throws it high and out of bounds.
John McKay pacing along the sidelines now. Tight end Joe Censor is coming to the ball game. Bob Tucker has gone out for the Minnesota Vikings. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the Tampa 21-yard line. This is Brown. Ted Brown ran into a stone wall. He's just trying to jitterbug a yard or two, and he gets only 1 to the 20-yard line. Dave Stalls cuts him off. It'll be 3rd and 9 at the 20. Leroy Selman there as well.
I think that Kramer just ran this ball this time to take a little breather for himself, because each time he had been back running for his life. Selman plays off his block, everybody. Cecil Johnson also. Good defensive play that time.
It is spotted nearer the 19-yard line, so call it 3rd and 8.
And take a look at this score. Falcons have come back now, leading the Eagles 17-14.
3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Minnesota Vikings at the 19-yard line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kramer has the ball. Ricky Young reached for it and gathered it in, completed pass at the 12-yard line. Ricky Young pulling it in. Curtis Jordan covering.
Oh, what a great catch he makes this time. The ball was thrown behind him. Ball is thrown behind him. A good quick rhythm throw, and you see him reach back and make the catch. He might come up a yard short of the 1st down.
Just what they did. It's going to be 4th down and a yard to go. They're going to measure.
Take a look at this again from another angle. from behind the defense. Kramer going back. You see how quickly he sets and throws. Not enough.
4th down and that far to go. Ball is outside the 10, as you see. Minnesota Vikings trail by 3. 14 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Kramer goes off, and field goal unit comes on.
Still a good drive by the Vikings. They can come away with a field goal here.
Dan Myers in to attempt. Dills will hold for him. This will be a 30-yard attempt. A 30-yard attempt from the hash mark right. This field goal, if good, will tie the score. Dills puts it down. Dan Meyer boots it up, and it is no good wide to the left side. And the ball goes over at the 20-yard line to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who still lead in the game by a score of 10-7, and time has run out in the 3rd quarter. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score: the Bucs 10, the Vikings 7.
When you've got to rely on your vehicles, rely on AC Delco. AC fire ring spark plugs, AC filters, Delco shocks, and a battery even tougher than the Freedom. The maintenance-free Delco Freedom 2 battery with more efficient starting power. For over 50 years, hard-working people have relied on AC Delco parts for just about anything that moves.
AC Delco, working hard for you.
And right now, AC Delco is making it possible for you to get the Delco Freedom 2 battery on sale at participating outlets.
Here's another Radio Shack Christmas gift collection. 14 exciting new electronic games priced from $12.95 to $39.95. Fast action games with electronic sound effects. There's football, basketball, baseball, golf, shooting gallery, and more. Challenging entertainment for kids 6 to 60. Play alone or with a friend for hours of fascinating fun. The big electronic game assortment, available only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
No problems with the snap or the hold on this field goal. Dills gets the ball down. Rick Danmeyer just duck hooks it to the left. Hit a lot of golf shots that way, but a costly miss. Boy, Tommy Kramer had a good 3rd quarter. He was 10 out of 13, 148 yards, 17 out of 25 on the day for 201 yards.
As we start the 4th quarter, this is Lindsey Nelson with Sonny Jurgensen in Tampa, Florida. The Buccaneers are leading by a score of 10-7, and they have the ball 1st and 10. They have it at their own 20-yard line.
The Bears now leading the Packers 21-0. Walter Payton has scored 2 touchdowns in that game, and now Roland Harper has run one in.
Penalty marker on the play as it goes to Rick Burns, the tailback, but there is a marker to be checked out, a linesman's flag. James White made the stop. Offsides, Tampa Bay. That'll make it 1st and 15 at the 15. Unless they decline it.
Offsides, number 88 of the offense. The penalty is declined. It'll be 2nd down.
So they do decline it, make it 2nd down and 10 at the 20-yard line. No gain on the play. A matter of fact, a loss of about a foot.
Yeah, Giles got a little head start. He jumped about a half a count too soon.
Let's leave it on the ground. Picked up a yard or so on the play.
In the 3rd quarter, the Rams and Bills all tied up. Mike Gunman scored, making it 7-7 now.
Ricky Bell got 3 yards on that play, so make it 3rd and 7.
Bengals leading the Colts 31-6 now. They're doing a job on the Colts. Browns, the Jets have come back and scored a touchdown. Richard Todd to Lamb Jones for 39 yards. It's 10-7 now.
We'll return to Tampa Stadium after this word from your local station.
Thursday, December 11th, the special 2-hour premiere of Magnum P.I. Even with Hawaii as a playground, Magnum's idea of fun is danger. A special 2-hour premiere, December 11th.
This is CBS.
Okay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers came into this game today knowing they had to win to stay alive in the chase in the NFC Central. We're in the fourth quarter. They're very much alive. They're leading by a score of 10-7. Third down play coming now. Williams up, ready to take the snap. And Gordon Jones can't hang on. So it'll be 4th and 8. And the Bucs will have to give up the football to the Minnesota Vikings, who trail by 3. They came in today in the standings tied for the lead in the Central Division of the NFC with the Detroit Lions, who are trailing at this moment.
We're just taking a look at some of the scores around the league. Look at this, 26-10 now. The Redskins getting 4 field goals from Mark Mosley. And you look at the other game, the Cardinals leading the Lions. The teams that have no place to go are playing well today.
Blanchard gets it off. Eddie Payton lets it hit. Be no run back. It's inside the 40, still bouncing down to the 35 and the 34, and that's where it's going to stop. So the Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. And we have 14 minutes, 12 seconds left to play in this game, with Tampa Bay leading by a score of 10-7.
Hi, my name's Jerry. We're identical twins.
Well, almost.
I like this 1981 Toyota truck because it's tough.
I like this 1981 Toyota truck because it's low price.
She always likes a bargain.
And he always likes to be tough.
Look, I see my sister's point. For the money, this truck is hard to beat.
And I see my brother's point. A truck should be tough, like a Toyota.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Macho.
Oh, 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 what a feeling.
Tough deal.
Toyota. Dial it has national sports news. It's new, it's rational just to call National Sports for all the latest reports. We're talking national sports news. We've got it all. 900, what a wonderful call. 900-976-1313. 900-976-1313. Dial it. We're talking to you.
Join us next week for a Super Sports Saturday on CBS. First, the NFL today will kick off with a special edition that leads into a clash between the Giants and Redskins. And then some of the best men and women golfers in the country pair up for the Mixed Team Classic. And that's not all. Some of the brightest young skating talent at the World Junior Figure Skating Championships. And the Great American Truck Race rounds out a terrific afternoon next week on Super Sports Saturday. Right here. 14 minutes, 12 seconds left to play in the ballgame. The Minnesota Vikings trail by 3. They have the ball 1st and 10. They have it at their own 34-yard line. Tommy Kramer is their quarterback. Young in the left set, Brown in the right set. Tucker in motion across. Kramer. Sammy White. He's at the 38. Gets up to the 39. Bill Kohler made the stop.
Kramer's pass was complete to Sammy
Gain of
White.
5. Will make it 2nd down and 5 yards to go at the 39-yard line.
Good indication of the hustle of the Tampa defense that time. Sammy White doing a little dancing, trying to get somebody to take a fake, and the defensive line comes back and makes a hit.
2nd down 5. Joe Simpson brought in the next play. The tight end. Rashad comes out to a wide right. Sammy White out to a wide left. Kramer. Ricky Young, it's at the 45, it's at the 50, it's at the 45, and Ricky Young goes to the 41-yard line. Mark Cotney hit him over there.
Oh, what a good play. The backs crossing, coming out of the backfield, and they get in front of those linebackers. They go underneath them and cross, and they get lost for a second. You see Brown going one way, and he makes a one-handed grab up there, and Young going the other way, and he picks up a big 1st down. Another very important drive. And you take a look at what's going on else around the Central Division today with the Lions trailing, how important this is for the Minnesota Vikings.
First down and 10 yards to go. The ball is spotted outside the 41-yard line. Kramer waiting for the snap. Drops back to look. Brings it out in the left flat to Brown. He's at the 40 and he's at the 35. Stretches himself out to the 31-yard line, and Mark Cotney made the stop. He'll take a look for the possible first down now.
Well, you're talking about touch. Tommy Kramer lays the ball over Leroy Selman's outstretched hand. Was it Selman? It was Logan from inside. Look at this. Ah, right over his hand. Outside. Boy, how close, how close. It was actually Richard Wood, number 54. They had run a trick in the defensive line again.
You see Bud Grant and the Minnesota Vikings along the sideline. That was a first down. It's outside the 31-yard line, first and 10. Tampa is leading by a score of 10-7. Kramer pumps once. Scrambles out. Goes complete. Rashad at the 20-yard line. It's another first down. First and 10 for the Vikings. At the Tampa Bay 20, David Lewis made the tackle.
Kramer's given directions as he goes back to throw the ball here. Watch him. Go ahead. Somebody get open. See? Motioning with his left hand. Starts scrambling. Finds Rashad. Delivers the ball. Another first down for the Vikings.
Kramer, 21 of 29. 247 yards. Rashad is going off the field. Young is going off the field. Barry LeCount is coming to the ball game.
Bears 21-7. The Packers have scored. Lynn Dickey to James Lofton.
Haskell is in the ball game as the up back. This is Brown. He gets 2 yards to the 18-yard line. Dewey Selman made the tackle. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go with the ball at the 18-yard line of Tampa Bay.
Again, scoring territory. Rick Dan Meyer's range.
Minnesota injury on the play, and the training staff comes out. It's an injury delay here. You see right there, Wes Hamilton is down for the Minnesota Vikings. So the clock shows 10 minutes, 42 seconds left to play in this football game. The Bucs are leading the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 10-7.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
So long, fellas.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
I'm hot, cold, thirsty. Call me a cab.
10 minutes, I'll have you back at the lodge.
I can't make it.
10 minutes, I'll have you back at the lodge drinking a Lowenbrow.
I can make it.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Where would I be without you guys?
Probably still out there in the snow somewhere.
Introducing the Cougar XR7. It's available with more than 60 special features that let you create something special. The Cougar XR7 from Lincoln Mercury. It's not like everybody else's car.
Tonight on CBS starts with 60 Minutes. Then on Alice, Mel has a change of heart, but it's more than his heart can stand. It's all tonight on CBS. Right here, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are leading the Vikings 10-7, 10 minutes, 42 seconds left to play in the game.
And look at this. The Jets have taken the lead over the Browns. Richard Todd is thrown for 2 touchdowns.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Vikings ball at the Tampa Bay 18. Double receivers to the left side. Split the running back.
See how close the ball is to put the Vikings ahead.
Hello?
Who's that?
Dad! Hi, Chucky. Hi, sweetheart.
Who are you?
Daddy! Hey, Ellen. Hey, everybody. I'm home for dinner.
Give us a second to get over the shock.
When Rudy and his brothers started a construction company, working late seemed to become a way of life. The better business got, the more there was to do, with less time to do it in. Then they bought a low-priced IBM computer, the 5120, the perfect computer for small companies with big plans. It helps prepare job estimates, track costs.
Hello. Look, do me a favor. Check the concrete costs, huh?
Okay, hold on.
Figure equipment needs and material needs.
Under by $2,400.
IBM never stops searching for new ways to make difficult jobs easier, so people can do more important things, like go home for dinner.
It's going to be strange eating a dinner that hasn't been reheated.
We could wait a while and let it get cold. Daddy!
IBM, helping put information to work for people.
Tommy Kramer with the towel. Steve Dills, a backup quarterback just beside him. That's Pascal, running back just passed in front of him as Kramer has driven his Minnesota Vikings into the lead by a score of 14-10.
Well, you use that word running back loosely. The Vikings have only rushed for 33 yards today, and their receivers, their running backs as receivers, have gained 118 yards.
They kick off from the 50-yard line with the penalty enforced. Carries back into the end zone, and he will not be run out. Touchback, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Gary Davis just kneels in the end zone, so it is 1st and 10. Now, can the Tampa Bay Buccaneers move the football, trailing by 4 points in the game?
We talked early at the beginning of this half whether or not Tampa Bay, it's something they've lacked this year, the killer instinct. They kind of went to sleep offensively. The Vikings became aroused defensively and offensively, and you see what has happened. The game has turned around.
For Tampa Bay right now, it'll be a sense of survival. Williams brings them up. House in motion to the outside. Williams, opposite. Higgins complete. 25-yard line. Got 5 on the play. Bobby Bryant made the hit. 2nd and 5 at the 25.
Just a quick pattern. Good first down play because it's thrown in quick rhythm. You get the ball to the receiver again, hoping for a missed tackle. Bobby Bryant comes up, makes the contact. Fred McNeil coming over. Thought the official might have called a late hit.
Tony Davis comes into the ball game. Ricky Bell comes off the field as Doug Williams brings the Tampa Bay Buccaneers up. 2nd and 5 at the 25. 3 wide receivers. Davis, 35, and keeps going. Across the 40-yard line. John Turner made the stop on Tony Davis, who had just come into the ball game, was the lone setback in that alignment. It's going to be a 1st and 10, and the ball will be spotted at the 43-yard line.
Tampa Bay said, look, Minnesota's serious about this. They come right out again. A short throw again. Let them run with it. That's the same type of success that the Vikings have had. They go right back to their running backs and let them run with the thing for a while.
First down play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the crowd is alive here at Tampa Stadium. Burns and Bell are the setbacks. That's Burns. Scampers up there near midfield. It's going to be marked at the 49-yard line. That'll be again a 6, 2nd and 4. Mullaney made the stop, along with Matt Blair.
Stop by Matt Blair. After a gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Well, you can just see the momentum change in a game, going back and forth, and a team coming back to life a little bit. Now you notice in this drive, Tampa Bay looks a little more excited about the thing.
John McKay on the phone, pacing along the sideline. Tony Davis back into the ball game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ricky Bell got to the 48-yard line before he was pushed back. Knopf made the stop along with Studwell. It's about a yard short of the first down.
The Lions have come back and scored. It's 14-10 now. The Cardinals leading the Lions in the second period.
This will be 3rd down and 1 yard to go for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. John McKay. Ricky Bell is the tailback in this alignment. Bell, 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Knopf made the stop. Along with Fred McNeil, they keep the drive alive.
Not only has Tampa Bay offense come back to life, this crowd has come back to life also.
This crowd has really come back to life. This orange-clad crowd here at Tampa Stadium. We have 6 minutes, 59 seconds left to play in the game. The Vikings 14, the Bucs 10. There you see Tampa Stadium.
A sea of orange.
Doug Williams, the quarterback. Let's leave it on the ground. Johnny Davis moved it up to the 41-yard line.
And look at the score in the fourth quarter. Tony Franklin has kicked a 40-yard field goal. It's all tied up between the Falcons and the Eagles.
Second down, 5 yards to go. Tampa with the ball at the Minnesota 41-yard line. That's House moving out to a wide right. Williams, short drop. That one is batted back. He was trying to get it out to Gordon Jones, but it was batted to the line of scrimmage.
I think he audible to a blitz that time, to a blitz pattern, because he recognized the blitz was coming. You see Knopp coming in and getting up and blocking the ball back. He had a short pattern call. He set up very quickly to throw the ball.
Kurtnoff, 25. Blocked the pass. Third down and 5 yards to go at the 41. Big play in the ball game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They trail by 4, which means they have to take it all the way in. The field goal won't do it. Davis and Eckwood. Tony Davis and Eckwood. Are the setbacks. Williams. And it's complete. Taken by Jimmy Giles. Inside the 15-yard line. First and 10. Kurtnoff made the hit. Jimmy Giles, the veteran tight end. First down and 10 yards to go, and it's at the 14-yard line.
Right in the crease, he threw the ball right behind Matt Blair. Watch Blair come back with Jimmy Giles. He's running right with him. You see how close he is. He throws it right around his shoulder. Just missed the hit. Big first down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
17-yard pickup on that clutch pass play. As Hagan's in motion across. Quick pitch to the tailback. Throws it down to the 12. Fumble! Fumble at the 12-yard line.
Minnesota has it.
The Minnesota Vikings have it. Ricky Burns coughed it up. Matt Blair, you see there. They're still getting him unstacked.
Take a look again. Rick Burns coming through. A lot of people making the hit. Studwell in there, and you see the loose ball. Everybody going for it. And they come up with it. Fred McNeil comes up with a loose ball to stop the drive.
How does one become a member of the U.S. ski team? First, you have to be great on hills. Then you need the endurance to overcome tough obstacles cross-country. Finally, you have to earn your right to be called a champion. And then, and only then, will you be accepted to the United States ski team, like the Subaru four-wheel drive wagon, official car of the U.S. ski team.
I'll try almost anything. So when Mattel Electronics asked me to compare their Intellivision games with Atari, I gave it a try. I compared Atari baseball with Intellivision and found Intellivision played much more like real baseball. Then I compared Atari football with Intellivision. Again, Intellivision played more like the real game. In my opinion, if you try them both, there's only one conclusion you can come to. Intellivision from Mattel Electronics.
This, of course, is lots of excitement, but we have plenty more for you coming up next on most of these stations. Dallas at Oakland. Minnesota Vikings here are leading by 4 points. We have 5 minutes, 9 seconds left to play. Burns fumble recovered by McNeil at the 12-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings. That's Tucker in motion across, and that's Ted Brown. 15, 20. Ted Brown out to the 23-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down. Mark Cotney made the tackle.
Boy, very important for them to be able to run the ball a little bit down in this part of the football field. Cards leading the lines now 14-13. Another field goal by Murray, and Billy Sims has scored on a 1-yard run. And look at this. Walter Payton has gone into 6th place on the all-time rushing list. They're leading Green Bay 28-7.
That's the way the standings were. Starting today's play right there here in the Central Division. And they're still all scrambled up. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Sammy White in motion across. Ed Brown gets across there to the 28-yard line before David Lewis made the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 5. We want to call your attention to a change of time of a ball game at Minnesota. Game against Cleveland to be played at noon Central Time on December 14th, 1 hour earlier than originally scheduled. Ticket holders, of course, might have tickets saying that the game starts at 1 p.m., but the game against Cleveland at Minnesota will start at noon, 1 hour earlier than originally scheduled.
Pretty good first down play, going up the middle and picking up 5 yards. The clock is the important thing right now for Minnesota.
That's the official time. In set upper right on your screen. Tucker in motion. They give it to Ricky Young. He gets it out to the 30-yard line.
Ricky Young, the ball carrier.
Stopped by Bill Kohler and Dave Logan at the 30.
Brought down by Kohler and Logan.
And now comes white knuckle time, because you're going to have to put it up. And you got to be careful with it.
Timeout for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay has called a timeout with 3:23 showing on this clock. And the Vikings leading by a score of 14-10. As you look at Bud Grant, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, along the sideline. His staff there. Kramer has joined them. Dill's the backup quarterback just over his shoulder. All right, Sonny Jurgensen is a long-time quarterback. What are they talking about?
Well, they're talking about who we're going to get the ball to. What is our safest play offensively? Who can we get the ball to without risking an interception? We want to be careful with it. If we have to kick the ball away, we'll have to depend on our defense stopping them. Let's see if we can't keep this drive alive, but let's everybody get on the same page as far as what we want to do and who we want to go to with the football.
It'll be 3rd down and 2 yards to go, and the ball is just across the 30-yard line.
Don't take any chances, Tommy. Be careful. That's what the coaches are telling him.
Dewey Selman has been over at the sideline. He's the defensive captain of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, getting checked out with the staff. And now he comes back. David Lewis was over. Tom Bass of the coaching staff there, the defensive staff, was there with him. And here we go on a 3rd and 2. Down in the left set. Young in the right set. Sidearmed and incomplete at the 30. Incomplete at the 30 as he's had to sidearm it out to Ricky Young. Curtis Jordan, the defender, now they have to punt it away. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in this game, and the Minnesota Vikings have to give it up.
They had the right defense. They had double the outside receiver. They were short and long. And when Rashad cleared the up man, he stood and waited for the back coming out of the backfield and played him perfectly.
Greg Coleman's going to do the punting now. Danny Reese is standing on his own 25-yard line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Clock starts on the snap following the incompleted pass. Coleman, high trajectory kick. Reese follows it over. He is at the 18-yard line, spins and tries to get out of the clutch of a Minnesota Viking and cannot. So it'll start 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Terry LeCount was downfield. John McKay along the sideline.
Oh, and a big, big kick by Greg Coleman that time. Good for 51 yards.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the ball. They have 3 minutes, 8 seconds remaining to be played in this game.
Tommy, you see him standing there talking with Bud Grant about the last 3rd down play, and a very crucial one.
As Hagan's in motion outside to the right for the Bucs. Williams puts it up complete at the 20-yard line. Taken out of bounds at the 33. by Ricky Bell.
Boy, nice touch that time by Doug Williams, just throwing the ball over the defenders and just laying it out in front of Ricky Bell.
1st and 10 now. For the Bucs, they have the ball at their own 33-yard line. The ever-present weapon is the strong right arm of their quarterback, Doug Williams. 3 minutes, 2 seconds left to play in this game. Minnesota Vikings 14, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 10. Bell moves over a stride. He's the lone setback. Williams decides to run it. He's at the 40, 45. He's at the 50-yard line. John Turner brought him down. 1st and 10 for the Bucs at the 49-yard line of the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, he showed you a lot of quickness there. When he saw defenders were covered, he really took off and moved in a hurry. The rush coming in, Sutherland coming in, actually behind him. And you see the quickness of Williams here.
Tony Davis has come into the ballgame. Ricky Bell has come out. 1st and 10, just across the 50-yard line. Williams just throws it away, just got rid of it. Nobody out there in the left flat. 2nd and 10 at the 49. The clock stopped with 2:15 remaining to be played as we approach the 2-minute warning.
He got away with grounding the ball that time because he just threw the ball away to avoid the loss. Nobody there. Take a look again as he goes back. There's nobody in that flat out there.
Nobody near it.
Nobody near it. Okay, quarterbacks deserve that once in a while.
2nd down and 10 yards to go. Williams. Under a heavy rush, he had to unload it. James White was there hanging on. So it'll be 3rd and 10 at the 49. Obradovich was the receiver nearest. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in this game.
It's what we talked about in the opening. You see the Bear Packers score 28-7. We talked about it in the opening of this game, Lindsay. The pressure of the defensive lines, putting pressure on the quarterbacks. The Vikings have done that today, and the last 2 times they forced Williams to throw the ball away.
Ricky Bell has come back into the ballgame. Now Tony Davis has come out. 3rd down and 10 yards to go. Doug Williams, penalty mark at the line of scrimmage. Somebody beat the snap, and it is incomplete to Obradovich. Incomplete, but there is a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage.
I think the tight end left a count early again. Let's see if it goes against Tampa.
It does.
They'll refuse the penalty.
Refuse the penalty, bring up 4th and 10. Matt Blair is being consulted on behalf of the Minnesota Vikings.
And with 2:05 left, the Tampa will go for it.
Sides, number 86 on the offense.
Obradovich.
Penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
4th and 10 at the 49. 2:05 left to play in this ball game.
And this is a ball game for Tampa Bay and also Minnesota because they're going for it at midfield.
Ricky Bell coming back. Bud Grant. Fourth down play for the Tampa Bay Bucs. Incomplete, and the ball goes over on down. John Turner made the move. Gordon Jones, the intended receiver, at midfield. The ball goes over, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. Doug Williams leaving the field. The automatic timeout. Minnesota leading 14-10 with 2 minutes to play.
What to give a pain in the neck for Christmas? Well, nice hot water and massage are well-known soothers of muscular aches and pains. Therefore, the makers of the best-selling pulsating shower head suggest the shower massage by Waterpik. But if no one on your list has an occasional pain, surely you know someone who could stand some good, clean fun.
This is what the experts said about Subaru front-wheel drive cars in 1980. A structural package bristling with near Mercedes solidity, car and driver. Many similarities to BMW, both inside and out. Popular science. Reliable, inexpensive to maintain, road and track. And in our opinion, Subaru for 81 is even better. Subaru, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
With 2 minutes to play, the Minnesota Vikings are leading Tampa Bay by a score of 14-10. There are the times out remaining. Minnesota has 3, Tampa Bay has 2. Minnesota Vikings came into this game tied with the Detroit Lions for the top spot in the Central Division of the NFC. So they knew that they had to try to win their ball games and then take a look and see what is happening elsewhere. So they'll do that. They'll try to hang on here and win this one.
There's nothing they can do about what's taking place elsewhere, but they can take care of this right here. No mistake time.
Kramer brings them up. Sammy White in motion across. Just leave it on the ground to Ted Brown, and he got to the 47-yard line for 3. Curtis Jordan made the tackle, and there's a timeout to stop the clock. Charge this one against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And they only have 1 left now, Lindsey.
Players are zoned. It'll be 2nd and 7 at the 47. 1:54 on the clock. Kramer walking over for a little further conference with Bud Grant and staff. Tampa Bay Buccaneers came into this ball game today knowing that in order to stay alive with any sort of mathematical chance to win in the Central Division, they had to win today. John McKay, who had a great collegiate career as a head coach at the University of Southern California before becoming the head man of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
John McKay was standing there taking a quick look at the clock, and he was figuring that with another timeout, stopping the clock and stopping them on this attempt for a first down here in this particular series of downs, how much time he's going to have if in fact he does get the football back.
Must be an unhappy Tampa fan at this point. Conference continues with Bud Grant.
Well, it's been a complete turnaround in the second half, hasn't it? In the first half, completely dominated by Tampa Bay, and then look at the second half.
Our executive producer, Charles H. Milton III. Our producer is Chuck Will. Our director, John McDonough. These are the people whose fine work makes the telecast possible here this afternoon from Tampa, Florida. Clock will start on the snap, 1:54. 2nd down and 7 at the 47-yard line. That's Ted Brown to the 40, 35, 30, back to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, out of bounds at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal at the 3. Ted Brown carried the ball. Cecil Johnson finally overhauled him. 44-yard scamper on the play.
How many times do you see this when a team's just trying to run out the clock? They're trying to make a big play defensively. He gets outside and takes it down the sidelines, picking up some blocking from Rashad. Finally run out of bounds by Cecil Johnson. We saw the same thing happen. Green Bay did the same thing to Minnesota.
1 minute, 44 seconds left to play in this ball game. Minnesota leading 14-10 and in position to score again here. Young in the right set, Brown in the left set. This is Ricky Young. Touchdown, Minnesota Vikings. Ricky Young took it in.
Just when it looked like they were going to run out the clock, they break a long run, come right back and score a touchdown. John McKay figuring that he was going to get the ball back after stopping him. Now he's down 20 to 10. Very quickly could be 21 to 10. Kind of fooled him here. Unusual play call because they ran a little cross buck down at the goal line.
Dills is holding for Danmeyer on the conversion attempt. Signal is that it's good. And so it is the Vikings 21 and the Bucks 10 with 1:40 left on the clock.
1:40 and only one timeout by Tampa Bay. Take a look at this touchdown play again. Kind of fake the ball to Brown coming one way, Bell coming right. Ricky Young coming right behind him and knifing in for the touchdown.
So who do the Minnesota Vikings have to play after this ball game today? They play the Cleveland Browns at home, not at Cleveland's home, at Minnesota. And then they play Houston at Houston.
At this being a very important game for Minnesota because this makes them 5-3 in the Central Division.
Vikings will kick it off from a 35-yard line. John McKay.
I think the best that Detroit can do also can be 5-3.
Remaining games for Tampa Bay at Detroit and then against Chicago. Being teed up there now by Rick Danmeyer. Jerry Davis is center deep. Tony Davis on one side, Reese on the other for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Clock starts when the ball is touched by a member of the receiving team in the field of play. We are within the last 2 minutes of the ball game by the rules change. Taken at the 25-yard line, return to the 30-35. Obradovich gets it back up to the 39-yard line. Jim Obradovich, the tight end, returned it. Stopped by Fred McNeil.
Look at that, 7-7. The Rams and the Bills all tied up.
Right here, the Vikings are leading 21 to 10. Bucks with the ball, 1st and 10, just short of the 40-yard line. Williams. Trying to get it to Giles, and the penalty marker is thrown. John Turner and Giles collided. There was a collision between Giles and John Turner.
Turner was just waiting for the ball. Giles, in his effort to catch the thing, actually runs into him. Let's see who the penalty will be called on. You'll see the collision.
Number 27 on the defense. 1st down.
Called on Turner on the defense.
It's called on Turner. Watch the ball. Going to number 86. You see him going up there to make the catch. And he's actually run into, Obradovich runs into him.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Williams brings it out into the right flat, taken by Ricky Bell. Bell at the 44-yard line. Keith Nord upset him over there.
And the clock is running.
2nd down and 3 yards to go at the 44.
Browns come back, taking a lead over the Jets.
Completed pass out into the left flat. Taken by Isaac Higgins. However, you saw Randy Holloway beat the snap by considerable. Perhaps he was drawn off.
Offside. Number 75 on the defense. Penalty is declined. It's 1st down.
That's Holloway. They declined it. The pass to Higgins is good at the 33, 1st and 10.
That Cleveland Jet score was the final. Cleveland beats the New York Jets 17 to 14.
59 seconds left to play on this game. 1st and 10 for Tampa Bay at the 33-yard line. Williams. Up the middle, incomplete. He had a tight end and Gordon Jones both up the middle. Mark Mullaney putting on the pressure, 2nd and 10 at the 33. Clock is stopped with 54 seconds.
Williams had a few words for Mullaney that time. He thought Mullaney hit him a little late, but he did force him to throw the ball high and cause the incompletion.
Isaac Higgins bringing in the next play, gives it to Williams. House has come off. Williams. Sideline catch made by Isaac Higgins. Inside the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Out of bounds to the 19-yard line.
Again, the sideline pattern to stop the clock. Going back, good protection. Throws the ball well. And he stops the clock.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. 48 seconds remaining to be played in the game. Minnesota leading 21-10. Williams swings it out complete at the 16-yard line. Obradovich, tight end, stopped by Keith Nord. Picked up 3 yards on the completion.
They're going to call a timeout, Lindsey.
That'll be their last. Time remaining in set upper right on your screen, 41 seconds.
In the first half, Minnesota had a total offense of 81 yards. In the second, 286 yards. 367 yards of offense again.
Williams over. McKay on the phone.
And my Washington Redskins are leading the San Diego Chargers 40-17.
How can they do that?
Wow. Unbelievable. The teams, how they're playing. The teams that really have no place to go, and they're the teams that are performing so well today.
Bill Nelson, the quarterback coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He played quarterback for John McKay when both were at Southern Cal.
It just shows you the balance in this league nowadays. I know you don't want to hear it that anybody can beat anybody.
I heard that somewhere. I heard Bert Bell say it.
I'm not going to say that.
2nd down and 7 at the 16-yard line. Williams. And he never had a chance. Doug Martin, 79.
Doug Martin coming from behind. Williams trying to wait, find somebody for the touchdown. He pulls the ball back down. It was too late then.
On the 23-yard line, it's 3rd and 14. Now he completes this one at the 20-yard line. Ricky Bell trying to find a place to run. He can go only to the 19. Clock is running. Nord and Hannon made the tackle.
It's down to 10 seconds.
4th down and 10 yards to go. 4th down play. Puts it up, incomplete to the tight end in the end zone. That's Giles. Ball goes over with 2 seconds on the clock. 2 seconds remaining on the clock.
Tampa Bay was huddling again. They didn't realize it was 4th down.
Ball has gone over. No great exchange yet. Now they're making the exchange. Bud Grant relaxed along the sideline. Takes off the headphones, gets out of contact, and says, well, that's another day's work done.
I tell you, what an excellent job they did in coming back and the adjustments they made for the second half of this football game. Being completely throttled in the first half to come back and play the way they did here.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line for the Minnesota Vikings. They're just in formation now to hit the deck with Kramer taking the ball. He does. Game is over. Time has run out. And the Minnesota Vikings have won the ball game from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Minnesota Vikings are still very much alive in the Central Division of the National Football Conference. A ball game today that saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers dominate play in the first half, then the Minnesota Vikings came back to gain the victory in the second half.
Well, you look at the total offense. Minnesota had 367 yards, Tampa Bay 365.
Minnesota Vikings with the victory here over Tampa Bay, and they have 2 games remaining, of course, and they started the day in a first-place tie with the Detroit Lions. They are still in action in their ball game, but here this afternoon, Minnesota has defeated Tampa Bay by a score of 21-10. Lindsey Nelson with Sonny Jurgensen, and the NFL on CBS will continue after this word from your local station.
Who would dare to call Jim Rockford of the Rockford Files a crybaby? Find out when 60 Minutes looks at bookkeeping, Hollywood style, this evening on CBS.